morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show here on 710, SeattleSports.com. The Seattle Sports app. 97.3 HD2, all the podcast platforms, and YouTube. My God, our YouTube kind of blew up a little bit yesterday, huh? People were there. People found the YouTube page, I think, or at least one of the videos, as the GOAT, Tom Brady, joined us. Pretty good timing on our part, really Brock's part. I had almost nothing to do with this. I'm just here along for the ride, as always, just Brock's caddy. Brock was the one who booked Tom Brady. I had nothing to do with it. Thank you. I appreciate everyone who reached out to me over the course of the day. Like, oh, that's so cool. You got Tom Brady. Nice timing. Nice job. Like, yeah, I had nothing to do with that. That is Brock Heward in action doing his thing after just the reputation that he has cemented on the national stage with all of his years doing broadcasts on ESPN and on Fox. And just, Tom Brady trusted Brock enough to want to come on. Didn't have any idea who I was. And so that was great. The opportunity to get him on the show and certainly the fortuitous timing after the Bill Belichick news had come out. And obviously we were going to ask him about it. And I thought his answer was great. Had a feeling it might take off a little bit once I saw Albert Breer tweet it out. I had a feeling that everyone else would find it at that point, including the aggregators. And guess what? Maura came running in just as the show was over yesterday to give me the good news.
Weird love-hate relationship with how do you say it? Dov
Kleiman.
Yeah.
It's not hate anymore, Maura. It's just love.
Okay. Well, you made it.
It's just love.
You reposted your video.
I was so happy yesterday. It was almost perfect. It was almost perfect. Not quite there because I felt like it was missing one little piece, but it was pretty great. I did feel like we kind of finally hit the big time. So Dov Kleiman took our video, which is great, and posted it and said, wow, Tom Brady reacts to Bill Belichick not being voted in as a first ballot Hall of Famer, and then used the quote from the interview. I don't understand it. If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's really no coach that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer. And all he had was a couple of surprised eyes emojis, which is fine, like the bug eye emojis. But I was really hoping for one of the Dov Kleiman bits, Lyle. Why didn't we get a statement at the end that would have really, hammered the whole thing home in true Dov Kleiman, fashion? Why didn't we get one of those, like, there's nothing like true friendship, or Brady and Belichick are going to, reunite and dominate the world? Or why didn't we get something over the top like that? I felt like it was missing.
That's what I asked you yesterday. I said we needed something like Brady and Belichick have a relationship like no other.
That would have been great. But we missed out on that. I don't know whether somebody was asleep at the wheel or what, but I mean, I'll take it. We got the tweet from Dov, so that was great. I saw that Rich Eisen talked about it and was excited to talk about his buddy Brock and mention the show. I know it was all over ESPN. I think my parents said it made some national news. I don't know if they meant the actual news. Or if they meant just, ESPN or something like that. But regardless, very fun.
Also, I posted his story about Richard Sherman intercepting him.
Oh.
And one Richard Sherman liked it. So I'm assuming he didn't know that you were involved.
Richard Sherman is a piece of work. Yeah. He might not have. Or maybe he didn't care. Maybe he just assumed that it was just a Tom Brady thing. Anything about Richard, it's fine. It doesn't matter where it comes from. As long as it's about Richard, he's usually just fine with those things. All right, I got a bunch of stuff today. Sounds like Jordan Palmer, he may have even asked to be on the show. I'm not sure what's going on. But Jordan Palmer is going to join us at 8:30. He, of course, is Sam Darnold's kind of throwing coach, quarterback coach off away from the team in the off seasons. He's worked with them for a while, so we'll talk to Jordan. We've had him on before. That's Carson Palmer's brother, and he will join us at 8:30. Tomorrow, I can tell you, we will have both Mike Tirico at 7:30, which is great, and Leonard Williams, the big cat himself. In fact, we're taping that interview today at 12:15, right in the middle of nap time. So I am coming in 12:15. That's
how rough week.
Maura, that's how willing I am to talk to Leonard Williams. Don't care. I was like, all right, no problem. I went to bed especially early last night. I was in bed at 8:30. And actually got myself enough sleep so that I wouldn't need a nap today. And
you have to for Big Cat.
I go to the ends of the earth for that guy. He is my favorite player on the team. You asked somebody asked me recently who my favorite player was on the team, And it didn't take long to say Big Cat. I just love the guy.
I thought DeMarcus Lawrence was your favorite.
He's right there next to him. Honestly. I mean, you're right. He's right there next to him. He would be number 2 or 1B or however you want to. Like, those two guys are the two that I've just every game. Like, man, I just love them. I appreciate both of their styles of leadership, appreciate the way, both of them just sort of comport themselves and then what they do on the field. I love that they're both veterans who are continuing to play at such a high level. I love in Leonard Williams' case that he's just been completely overlooked by the national media. And in DeMarcus Lawrence's case, that he was able to escape the terrible situation in Dallas and get here and show that he still had all of this left. And just the passion they play with. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. So Leonard Williams is going to join us tomorrow. We'll tape that later this afternoon. I also saw this. I don't know whether anyone's interested in this, but I like this. NFC Championship game that was just played here in Seattle. According to Fox, drew 46 million viewers. 46 million viewers. Peak viewership was very close to 50 million, 49,690 from 9:30 to 9:45 p.m. on the East Coast. So what's that? 6:30 to 6:45 here. That viewership was up 4% over last year's NFC Championship game, which of course was Commanders-Eagles, which only drew 44 million people. Now, I'm sure that if you were a television expert, you would come on and say, well, that's the the late window versus the early window. They alternate every year. And maybe that's all it is. But I choose to believe, anyway, that this is a repudiation of the constant, nonstop forcing of the NFC East down our throats at every available opportunity through every Monday night game, Sunday night game, Thursday night game, late window game, whatever it is, that the constant conversation, everything about the NFC East, that is as much as they're considered the Blue Bloods, people are interested in something else. And it's great to see news stories. It's great to see the Seahawks and Rams. Not that the Rams are brand new, but it's great to see this stuff. I love it. I was really happy to see the Seahawks and Rams pull that kind of a number. And obviously it was a great game, and we'll see if that translates into the Super Bowl. I don't know how excited people are around the country for this Super Bowl, to be honest with you. I think that there is a group that just sort of says, what, Drake May, Sam Darnold, no thanks. Maura, you found this one yesterday. I like this from Marcus Spears on with Rich Eisen, who kind of goes the other way.
And then you go on the other side with Seattle. Mike McDonald, phenomenal job as a defense coordinator with the Baltimore Ravens, gets hired. Sam Darnold comes over. This Seattle Seahawks team is still the reason why we keep talking about the Legion of Boom, because the truth is they are led by their defense. And it's very eerily similar to what they've done before. And then you get a rematch of a catastrophic ending for the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. There is enough here, Rich, for us to be okay with it not being Mahomes and Kelsey and Josh and Matthew. I have thoroughly enjoyed. This has been one of my favorite NFL seasons because it's been so unpredictable, and the variables of football has shown itself.
Yeah, it certainly has been unpredictable this year. I mean, again, you get these two teams that were long shots before the season began, and they've gotten all the way to the Super Bowl. So, I do like that. I am always excited for something new, and I like that these are two teams that are probably a little bit both better defensively than they are offensively at this stage. And I'm curious to see what that looks like in the Super Bowl. Plus, Seattle's in it, so that's kind of great for us. I got a ton of stuff today. I got so much on Mike McDonald. I got a lot from Tom Brady and from Daniel Jeremiah yesterday. Everyone in the country is talking about this team, which is great. So it means we've got all sorts of good and bad. I think, the worst trash take of the week. You guys weren't even, you guys did a great job. Well, two of you did. Moore and Lyle both did a great job with trash takes yesterday. Brock could not be bothered to have found even a bad take. The take he gave was actually a good one, which is crazy. But I think I may have found one that could even trump, well, maybe not. Lyle's was really good yesterday. But I think it could at least be in the conversation. So we'll play you that a little bit later. It fits into a conversation that I want to have as well. So good stuff. If you missed any of Tom Brady, I know the one cut kind of made big national news, but the rest of the interview was actually probably better than that. So that's coming up here in about 20 minutes. You can gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoff gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in store online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree right now at simplyseattle.com. We'll come back. We'll give you guys everything you need to know, including a new name on the Seahawks injury report. How big a deal is this? It's next on Brock and Salk.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week 1.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends at People Come First or PCF Construction Group. Are you tired of grilling in the cold and rain every winter? Well, with a patio cover, heater, and fireplace from PCF, you can enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry, even in the cold winter. Take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, and you can get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. You see, most people don't consider building a deck in the winter, but if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, contact PCF right now to start planning. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by spring. Planning and permits, they take a little time, so get started now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all the offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's my friends online at pcfgroup.com.
Making your outdoor space with People Come First.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, start with a free T-check exam and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Home of the NFC Champion Seahawks.
We are going to the Super Bowl.
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, well, first injury report of the week did come out yesterday, and while the Seahawks didn't practice, they did give an estimate of what it would have looked like if they had. Sam Darnold limited. I think that's expected with his oblique. Got to imagine he was pretty sore, as we've talked about in all likelihood, using some Toradol to get through these games, and now just one more to go, and with a couple, extra days here to allow it to heal and feel better. Charles Cross, Jake Bobo, Julian Love, Drake Thomas, all limited as well. But again, that could be worse. Those guys could be non-participants. Only two of them were unable to go at all. That was Amari Kite, who missed Sunday's game and is, the third tackle. As for the other one, though, Ernest Jones, non-participant with a new chest injury. So obviously hopeful that is not too serious. On the New England side, of course, all eyes have been on Drake May. He was indeed limited with the shoulder. He said that was not unexpected.
I don't think it's too early to say. I think I'm right now, as I feel, I'm feeling good and looking forward to getting out there and prepping for the Seahawks and prepping to get ready to go.
All right. Well, so he was prepping in a limited fashion. That was him on WEEI. The other injury there, not a lot, but Mac Hollins. I mean, he's a relevant player here, so he was limited yesterday as well. Meanwhile, Clint Kubiak having a busy week, apparently a strong candidate in both Arizona and Vegas. He's already interviewed in both places, so he is allowed to do so again this week. I mean, I can understand why you would want to go to Las Vegas and work with Mendoza and get the first overall pick and kind of see where that goes. I don't know what it would take to take the job in Arizona. I mean, again, you saw with Ben Johnson, you can wait a year and end with a pretty good job rather than taking one of these awful jobs that's available. Don't go work in Cleveland. I know that one's done now with Todd Monken. Don't go work in Arizona. Vegas, there's a risk element to that, but at least you have Tom Brady trying to fix things and you get the number one overall pick. I can at least see the possibility there. Yeah, well, I don't see why anybody would want to go to Arizona. That doesn't make any sense. As for these Patriots, as we get ready for this game, here's Daniel Jeremiah explaining kind of who they are and why they're here.
Opportunistic, extremely well coached, and I'll give you two examples here.
Because they knocked the Chargers out, right?
I was there, and it's one of those deals where I'm sure there's been other people in the Broncos will be the same way. Is that you go into, the game's over and you're walking to your car going, I don't know that they're that good. And then you're like, well, they beat us. And they kind of, they've done that throughout this entire season with what they've been able to accomplish.
Yeah. I mean, this will be probably, I don't know. I keep trying to talk myself into this is going to be a good game. I was talking with a couple of old Patriots fan buddies of mine last night. And they're like, oh, it's going to be close. I was like, yeah, I don't think it is. Like, I think Seahawks might win this by 10 plus. They're just a better team, at every spot. So I don't know. I'm not feeling like the close game very much right now.
Here's the second thing you need
well,
to
as we
know.
mentioned, turns out folks around the country pretty interested in what Tom Brady had to say about Bill Belichick not making the Hall of Fame. He was on with us yesterday.
You know, I just think that to me, I don't understand it. I mean, I was with them every day. If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's really no coach that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is completely ridiculous because people deserve it, and he's incredible. There's no coach I'd ever want to play. I'd rather play for. If I'm picking one coach to go out there to win a Super Bowl, give me one season, I'm taking Bill Belichick. So that's enough said. There's nothing outside of that. You know, again, when it comes down to votes and popularity and all that, like, you know, then welcome to the world of voting, and you may as well go, you know, try out for the Oscars or whatever and get a big panel to tell you if you're good or not.
Yeah, I was reading Pro Football Talk, and Florio was suggesting that we should have potentially followed up with, okay, well, then are you going to hire Bill Belichick in Vegas if he's the one coach out there? And I didn't, first of all, no, I didn't feel that was a necessary road to go down. We're not in Las Vegas, and we're not doing the national media's job for them. But I also think that he's not talking about Bill Belichick now. He's talking about the Bill Belichick that he played for 15 years ago, 20 years ago. He's not saying that, like, the guy that at this age is the only coach out there that he would want. He was saying that the coach he played for in his prime. So I did not feel like that was necessary for us to go down that road at all. Meanwhile, Bill Polian, the snake of this whole thing, first said that he didn't vote for Belichick, then he did, that he didn't remember. Now he says he did.
All right, thank you. I wrote this out, so I'm reading from the statement. I voted for Coach Belichick in the Hall of Fame selection meeting. The Pro Football Hall of Fame has confirmed that fact through the auditors of the selection process. Again, I'll state that I never said that I believe that Coach Belichick should, quote, wait a year, close quote, for enshrinement.
Yeah, I didn't say exactly those words. I only insinuated them, and whatever. Bill Polian's a snake. I'm out on that whole thing. Hall of Fame, meanwhile, is upset. Issued a statement yesterday saying, in part, each year the Hall reviews the selection process and composition of the 50-person committee. If it's determined that any member violated the selection process bylaws, they understand action will be taken. The selection of a new class is the most important duty the Hall of Fame oversees each year, and the integrity of that process cannot be in question.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
I don't know if they're talking there about the way the voting went or the fact that it was leaked. I'm not sure what that means. Meanwhile, Kraken will host the Leafs tonight. I kind of like this, a cool promotion they're offering. You see this? So I told you guys that Jared McCann had a hat trick the other night when then the third goal was taken off the board because of a penalty. But everybody had already thrown their hats on the ice because it was a hat trick. So all these people lost their hats. Well, the Kraken, along with, I think, their partner Amex, are giving anyone who was at that game with a ticket a new hat. You can buy a new hat thanks to Amex and the Kraken. And then they're also going to offer the same promotion for the next hat trick that the team. I mean, look, hats are expensive, right? $50. Lyle, what do you pay for a hat? $50? $35?
Probably $35, but I don't really wear hats.
All right, I don't wear too many either, but they're in that range, right? 35 to 50. So you throw a hat out on the ice for a hat trick, you're throwing a lot of money away. Well, don't worry. They're going to get you back. They'll buy you a new hat. So they're keeping the hat trick tradition alive. I like it. All right, that's everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Yeah, people said it was ABC World News tonight, but I've heard that that's the worst of all the news, so I don't know. And then also it was on Good Morning America this morning. Oh, that's pretty cool. Just before 5 a.m. Good Morning America. I've never been a morning show guy. I don't think I've ever really watched Good Morning America or the Today Show or Wake Up or any. Like, I've just never. I mean, now I do this, but even beforehand, I never turned the TV on in the morning. Just never been part of my life. All right. You guys want to hear Tom Brady? I know you heard this one little piece about Belichick, but honestly, that's just the end. I really appreciated his insights into what it takes to win and how the Seahawks have an opportunity to do it. Stick around. You'll hear it next on Brock and Salk.
Talk your stuff, Sam.
Bump and Stacy.
Talk your stuff, Sam.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
They hating on you. They doubted you all year. They doubted this man. Oh, he hasn't done enough. Watch him play. Watch the film. National media. Get off of your couch. Stop relying on your producers. Watch the dang film, and you would have saw this coming. Sam Darnold. It's about the team. But I was so proud for Sam Darnold, man.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQ Bar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder, and our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All three product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now, you can try our epic IQ Bar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQ Bar today.
Get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a Pepper Thing. And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a Pepper Thing. Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a Pepper Thing.
Wendy here. If you're looking to add a star player to your financial roster, you should take a look at SoFi's personal loans. SoFi's got some amazing moves that would be a valued addition to any team, like low fixed rates when you consolidate your debt, no fees required, and as soon as same-day funding. View your rate at SoFi.com/roster to get started. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply at SoFi.com/roster. NMLS 696891.
Good Dog Auto Glass. When your windshield breaks, the national brands say their fix is safe, but the quality is light. Instead, trust Good Dog Auto Glass for the best in quality auto glass.
Don't let the insurance company bully you. When you call, we answer the phone. Visit us online and get more bang for your buck.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate.
5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
I'm Bradley Johnson with 1-800-DUI-AWAY, and I want to talk to you about football. It's exciting when Seattle fans shake the earth. You can even feel that energy on your 100-inch variable refresh QLED surround sound 7.1. At 1-800-DUI-AWAY, we know that enjoying the game often involves alcohol. And the police know it too. Have fun, be responsible on game day, and pace yourself. If you feel sacked in the fourth quarter, get a designated driver to take you to your end zone. If you get carried away with too many Bloody Marys after too many Hail Marys, call for a timeout. You get the point. Be safe. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. Watching the game in your blue and green jersey is a lot more fun than wearing an orange jumpsuit.
1-800-DUI-AWAY! Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Well, this has been, Brock, again, a huge thank you to you for putting this together. 7-time Super Bowl winner Tom Brady joining us right now here on Seattle Sports. Good morning, Tom. How are you?
Good morning. Did we ever think this would ever be the case, Brock? Did we ever think I'd be coming on a Seattle morning show?
No.
Did I think when I saw you the other day and you're like, hey, man, they win, I'm coming on. I'm like, well, you got other stuff going on too, Tom. You're kind of busy right now. So thank you for doing this and taking the time. I know how busy you are, man.
You know what? You and I I've obviously followed you. We've been the same age, and I remember being recruited. Being recruited out of high school, and you chose Washington pretty early in your journey, and that was one of the West Coast schools that I obviously loved, like we all did. But they were off the board. But I knew who Brock Heward was, and then obviously getting the chance to play with your brother at the Patriots was one of the great highlights of my career. He's just a wonderful man and father and person. He taught me a lot about football, so I owe a lot to the Heward family.
Is there a chance that if Brock had decided to go to UCLA,
great, Mike, set it up this way. Go ahead.
If Brock had decided to go to UCLA, is there a chance you could have gone to Washington?
You know what? Well, Cade McNown ended up going to UCLA, so you would have had to have Cade go somewhere else too. And John Fox went to USC. He would have had to go somewhere else too. So, but all the hypotheticals, whatever, we all get into. I think in the end it all worked out. So yes. I don't regret at all choosing where I went to go to school. And the greatest football school in America, the greatest winning organization in college football, the Michigan Wolverines. So I don't know if I just have to, put it out there. I do that on the broadcast with KB a lot. I always will make sure the Michigan men get their shout-outs.
Hey, so you got to call these last two Seahawks games after, unfortunately, we didn't get you on the broadcast all year, which was a bummer just because probably where the team was predicted to be versus where they ended up being. But what did you learn about them over the course of the last 2 weeks?
It was interesting because, they always project, whatever with the schedule. And I was saying to my friend, the thing in Seattle, it's just so far from everybody. And you guys probably don't know this, but when you're on the East Coast, all these games happen and you're just thinking about what's going on the East Coast, the East Coast sports, and the timing just doesn't work out as much to see it unless they're a nationally televised game. You don't ever really see the Seahawks. And, being on the A crew, they kind of put you where they think the matchups are going to be. And it just didn't work out that way for some reason. Obviously they were, terrific team through about 10, 11 games. But we just could never seem to get out there. So it was just really enjoyable because you keep watching and then I get a chance to really study them the week of the Niner week a couple weeks ago. And then, after one game, you see pretty quickly, kind of the dominance of the defense and kind of the methodical approach of the offense, the run game, the big plays in the passing game, the explosive special team plays. You guys have been watching it all season long. So, yeah, there's no doubt to me the best team in the NFC is playing in the Super Bowl. That's for sure.
What else is remarkable, Tom, and you talked about this in the broadcast a few different times, is you only played there once. A couple decades in the NFL, right? You only had one game experience, the UMAD game, obviously the Super Bowl later, but to only have one trip out there. Now to see it in a broadcast booth and to hear it and feel it from the booth, did it live up to some of the expectations or even the memories you had when you were on the field playing that building?
I think it's I just think it's one of the great environments. It is up there. It's one of the top 2 or 3 environments in the NFL, 100%. I played there in 2012. It was just weird how the schedule worked out. We went there in 2008 as a team. I tore my ACL that year, so I was bummed. We had 4 West Coast games, and the Seahawks were one of them. I didn't get a chance to play. Matt Castle was there. I think the Patriots actually ended up beating the Seahawks that year in 2008. And then we went back in 2012 and lost. It was a really tough game. But again, you just think about just being on the other side of the country up in the Northwest. You don't have the normal familiarity with it. And then to go there and play against a young Earl Thomas, a young Cam Chancellor. I think Sherm was a rookie. I threw him. He was playing a slot, and I was decided to throw like an inside fade to Deion Branch. And I remember Belichick in the scouting report meeting earlier that week was like, listen, this Richard Sherman, he's a rookie, he's a late round pick, but he was a former receiver. He's got good hands. He's probably best on downfield throws. A little challenge. Doesn't always have the best start stop, but can play districts. I'm like, whatever. He's a rookie. I'm gonna go after him. And of course, I lob a seam up in the air to Deion Branch. Sherm jumps about 6 feet in the air, catches the ball, and it was like the easiest interception. And then again, I watched him over the course of his entire career do the same thing to every other quarterback, and I was like. Excuse me. I was like, man, I did that, the first time I ever played against them. And they had a great comeback. Russ was, I think, a rookie. Was Russ a rookie?
Yeah.
That was Russ's rookie year. And
flea flicker day,
yeah,
right?
And then so he had said he had a post late in the game. It was so deafening loud. It was a crazy game. And excuse me, I'm going to throw a little congestion. But it ended up being a terrific game. We lost the game. And but everyone after that knew who the Seahawks were, and then to get a chance to play them a few years later in the Super Bowl, was a great challenge for our team. And again, that was there's no game that's been closer in NFL history than that one. Comes down to defending 1 yard, and to win that game was a huge challenge against one of the most legendary defenses and teams that I'd ever played. So a lot of great memories. Now I'm happy I get to see it from the 50-yard line up in a suite and not take those hits anymore, but also appreciate, how good these teams are and how good the football environments are. And you get to see things so much more. And I am so much more of a fan now than I've ever been, just to really appreciate good things I'm seeing on the field, good players that work hard, that put the team first, that have a real discipline, a determination, and resolve to go accomplish their goals. And that's what the football season is all about. And over the course of a lot of games, you get to sort out who those people are. And again, when you look at the Patriots and you look at the Seahawks, there's just tremendous leadership from the top down, great coaching, great playing, great leaders, selfless players. And you should really glorify those things in the NFL. And really, because when you look at sports, you want to see great examples of how things should be done. And, I want college kids to look at these pro teams and go, yeah, that's how you become successful. And I want the high school kids to look at the college kids and the pro kids and say, okay, if I'm going to be successful, this is the way I have to do things. And, I think it's a great representation in the NFL right now with these two clubs going to the Super Bowl and representing their conferences and playing for a world championship.
The voice, Tom Brady, joining us here on Brock and Salk. You said, I think, during the game the other night that Sam Darnold was more explosive than surgical. I think I know what that means, but could you explain? I'm curious if you could go into more detail on what that means.
Well, I think there's when I look at Matt Stafford, for example, he's a very surgical, precise decision maker. The halfbacks are involved in the game. The tight ends are involved in high percentage throws. They can, the Rams could beat you, I would say, like death by 1,000 cuts. A 6-yard gain, a 7-yard gain, a 4-yard gain, everything to stay in the green or to stay ahead of the sticks. The Seahawks do that a little more with their run game, but they're more of an explosive passing team. They're not looking, I don't always think, for those high precision surgical throws. They're looking for more of the downfield throws, the over routes, the flag routes. off of play action that moves their quarterback. I think Sam does a great job out of being out of the pocket where he can see really clearly. He did make some nice throws from the pocket, but from my studying, the majority of his plays come from outside the pocket. And I thought Clint Kubiak does a good job of putting in situations where he can be, successful outside the pocket. So everyone has different styles of offense. In the end, you really can't do everything. There's not enough time to practice everything. There's not enough time. You can't run the inside zone, the mid zone, the outside zone, the toss plays, the gap plays, the power plays, the counter plays, the bob plays. Like you have to settle on something in an offense. And, the way they've settled on it with Seattle is control the game, running the ball, controlling the line of scrimmage. And once you start overplaying in the run game, because, certainly when Charbonnet was there, you had a great 1-2 punch. But now when that defense starts to or overplay their blocks, well, then you're able to cut the ball back and find creases in the defense with a very athletic offensive line. So it's a great style of play, and a lot of teams have been successful doing it. I was probably more along the lines when I played of we were very much a game plan offense. We could be explosive if we needed to be. We could be surgical if we needed to be. So, again, it took me a lot of years to kind of grow into the player that I was. I wasn't a finished product in my 6th year. After about 10, 11 years, I was pretty good in my 7th, 8th year. I thought I was really good in like 10th, 11th year, and then was able to keep that going for another 10 or 11 years. So still a lot of growth for quarterbacks. I mean, I think we're never finished products. We're always looking to improve our skill sets, either physically, mentally, or emotionally. We're trying to improve our leadership ability. That really transcends the loss of coaches over time. I lost different coaches, but we kind of maintained a high level of performance because I became kind of the standard bearer for what we were trying to do offensively. And that's the goal of every organization.
Yeah, you don't want Kubiak. I mean,
he wouldn't be good at any of that stuff, just so you know.
Yeah, just don't worry about it.
Not a leader.
I was curious, and I should have known this answer, Tom, when you went into the 2012 scouting report of Richard Sherman, that you would still remember every last detail of that crew. Having studied the Seahawk defense in this version of what Mike has put together, and these just absolute dudes on the field, albeit Stafford taking them apart, would you mind comparing and contrasting what you faced with that Legion of Boom a couple times and what your eyes studied with this group and what Mike's built?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're very different defenses. And I would say the Legion of Boom had incredible players at all levels. I mean, Michael Bennett, Cliff Averill. When you go back to the 2012 version too, Red Bryant was incredible. Chris Clemens was incredible. Obviously, I had Bobby. KJ Wright was phenomenal. The only difference look, there's a lot of differences. That scheme was a little more predictable. Like if I saw certain coverages, I kind of knew where the weak spots were. Mm-hmm. It's not as predictable with this defense. This defense spins the dial a little bit more with their coverage schemes, where they decide to put their help. They do play the shell, and there's a lot of late rotation. Sometimes, they cloud one side, sometimes they cloud the other. It takes a Matt Stafford surgical passing team to really exploit that. There's a lot of teams that aren't good matchups, for the Seattle defense. Seattle will thrive in certain areas against certain teams, in my opinion. But if you can use your tight ends, if you can use your backs, if you can use your receivers when they're available, I think, that's how you move the ball. And you have to be okay with these 4 or 5 yard gains. You can't try to throw the ball down the field. You get to 2nd and 10, and you try to run the ball to kind of get back on track. They're going to stop you. It's going to be 3rd and 9. You're going to be punting. So you've got to almost have productive play after productive play, keep the ball moving forward against this defense. It's going to take a quarterback that really has to read coverage as well, see the soft spots, deliver the ball accurately, receivers that give the quarterback really good body language. You're going to have an assortment of wide receivers and tight ends and backs that can catch the ball. That, to me, is the most effective style against this defense.
Well, and obviously
they just don't give you that much.
Well, the guy who's going to be game planning against them now here for the next week and a half pretty well, Josh McDaniel. Yeah. So what, how does his offense and the central principles of his offense work against the Seattle defense you just described?
And did you guys see New England this year, Tom?
So this is the crazy thing is everyone could ask me about New England. The reality for me is I have watched a half of game in the last 2 years of New England Patriot football.
Crazy.
I've been in the NFC. We haven't had a game. Every week I'm looking at the teams that I'm covering. I have zero time to watch football on Sunday. I'm working all Sunday. So I don't even know. I mean, I could go back and study the Patriot offense if I wanted to. Obviously, Drake's had a great season, and I think he's done a good job throwing the ball down the field, high yards per attempt, very good with his downfield throws, been very accurate. I saw a few of the playoff games and snippets. Josh is like a brother to me. I mean, Josh and I work together forever. There's nobody as talented as what Josh McDaniels can do as a play caller. In my mind, he's the best, one of the top 3 play callers in the NFL. The way he sees the game is phenomenal. Is so smart. Everything he does is for a reason. There's no BS in his offense. You don't motion just to motion. You don't line up in a formation just to line up in a formation. There's a rhyme and reason for everything he does, a lot like the way Coach McDonald coaches defense. There's a rhyme or reason for every single stance, alignment, rotation, call, pressure. It's all meant for something. So it's a great matchup. I mean, I think the strength of what I've seen from the Patriots the last, 7-8 weeks has been more of their defense, actually. Their defense is limited points. They're very good in the defensive line. They've just done a phenomenal job as a kind of a team that plays great complementary football. Mike Vrabel's a great coach. He's a great leader. He's just he's a real leader of men. And being a teammate of mine for all those years, I'm not surprised that he's had the kind of success as a coach that he's had, because he's just a very hardworking, endearing guy. And, he's an asshole because he went to Ohio State, but, that's what most of those guys are. But, and believe me, there's nothing I would say about him that I haven't even told him to his face, too. So he already knows that. And by the way, he probably thinks the same way about me. So,
it's funny,
he's a brother of mine, too. We have a great relationship.
That's exactly what Damon said when we drove home together from the Seahawks game and knew it was the Patriots. I was like, what do you remember about Vrabel? Exactly what you just said right there, and unapologetic about it. Hey, I'm curious. One of the things I missed from being on the road a little bit this last year is just proximity, because you can watch tape and you can do all your study, and that's obviously the foundation of everything you do. But then when you just get around people and you get around and you rub shoulders with them and you're on the field pregame, or you spend a little time with John Schneider, or you get to hear from Mike McDonald a little bit more and a little deeper. Anything that you kind of took away from Mike in particular? I know you know John forever, but from Coach McDonald, who's kind of new on the scene, certainly as a head coach.
Yeah.
Anything that kind of stood out to you, like, oof, yeah, now I see why.
Well, he coached at Michigan. He's always obviously very smart, and he's got a lot of incredible abilities. He's a very nuanced guy, and I think the players, all these players know him, so it's, he's more, he's kind of more of a stoic type of presence, and but the players have incredible respect, because I think there's an art and science to coaching. The science is the tactics and what do we do, and how are we going to win blocks, and how are we going to defeat them, and how are we going to play, tactically in this game to give our team an advantage. I think that's super important. And then I think there's an art to it, which is, the touch and feel of a coach. What does the team need to hear today? Do I need to be a little harder on? Do I need a little bit easier? Do I need a little more, do I got to crack the whip, or do they need a little more compassion? And I think that's the beauty of coaching is, I always appreciate the coach. And I had one that was Bill Belichick. He was a tactician. Every time we took the field, we were doing things, in my opinion, the right way, tactically. Offense, defense, special teams, we were trying to win every play. We were not trying to bend one bit to any team that we played. So I certainly appreciate all those things Someone's trying to call me, excuse me. I appreciate all those things. I didn't really need like a rah-rah coach. That's not what I needed. But some guys do need those things. So, I was very blessed to play for Coach Belichick. To me, he's the greatest coach in the history of the NFL. And, Coach McDonald, again, he's so young in his coaching career, but he's had tremendous success in a short period of time. And I give John a ton of credit for, he's just an incredible executive, how he's turned over the roster and maintained the culture. There's just been so much success over time. So again, it all starts at the top and trying to do the right things every day in order to be successful. And Seattle's done an incredible job of that for quite a while now.
Tom, how did you react yesterday or this morning when you heard that Bill was not selected to be in the Hall of Fame in his first shot?
I just think that, to me, I don't understand it. I mean, I was with them every day. If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's really no coach that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is completely ridiculous because people deserve it. And he's incredible. There's no coach I'd ever want to play. I'd rather play for. If I'm picking one coach to go out there to win a Super Bowl, give me one season, I'm taking Bill Belichick. So that's enough said. There's nothing outside of that. Again, when it comes down to votes and, popularity and all that, then welcome to the world of voting. And you may as well go, try out for the Oscars or whatever and, get a big panel to tell you if you're good or not. So it's the way it works. And unfortunately, he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. In the end, I'm not worried about that. And a lot of times in life, for all of us, things don't happen exactly how you want them on your timeline, but we'll all be there to celebrate him when it does happen. And he's going to have a huge turnout from so many players, coaches that appreciated everything that he did and the commitment that he made to winning and the impact that he had on all our lives. And that'll be a great celebration when it happens.
And then sometimes in life, Tom, things do go your way. And I get a text from Tom calling me babe. I mean, kind of made my day. And Miss Mora thought maybe it was a typo, an autocorrect for Brock or something. That I'm babe, but I'll tell you what, babe, that was that made my day, and so did the last 20 or so minutes here of you taking your time, Tom. I really do appreciate it, and I'll tell you that basically. The other side of that is Salk is a married man because of you. You shared the recruiting story. So as we go out the door, Salk, go ahead and tell me.
It is true that February 3rd, 2002 is the night that my wife and I got together for the first time. So I don't know if that would have happened.
Amazing.
I don't know if that would have happened if you didn't have that final drive and if Vinatieri doesn't drill the field goal and if John Madden wasn't wrong about kneeling on the ball and everything else. I don't know if that would have happened.
Right.
Incredible. Sometimes it's just look up destiny, Google destiny, and just see what that means. So I think it worked out for all of us.
Well, not for her. It didn't work out well for her at all. It worked out great for me.
I don't know.
She's probably cursing at you right now for the last 20-something years of her life. Tom, thank you for all the great memories of watching you play and for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. This was great. Thank you.
Yeah, good luck, guys. Enjoy the next couple weeks. I'm sure there's a lot of excitement, and all the Seattle Seahawks fans should really kind of revel in this. It's such a unique experience, and it's a hard game to get to, and it's a hard game to win. But the lead up, there's nothing like it, and everybody should just really enjoy it. So best of luck to you guys. Enjoy the next few weeks, and I'll talk to you. Hopefully, I'm sure we'll have a lot of Seahawk game next year. So I'll see you back there at Lumen next season.
Did anybody else catch that at the end? More? Did you think the same thing I did?
Yeah, at first he said he would talk to us again, and then he's like, how about I just see you and wave?
Exactly.
Don't bug me again.
Exactly the same thing. It was like, yeah, and hopefully we'll talk. Well, actually, I'm not going to talk to you guys again. Maybe if you make the Super Bowl again, but I'm not going to come talk to you before a regular season game. Are you kidding me? I thought exactly the same thing. Yesterday when we were talking to him live, and then even just hearing it again, I was actually kind of waiting to see if it struck me the same way. I was like, hey, and I'll talk to you. Well, yeah, I'll see you up there. Yeah, we're not going to do this again. But hey, thanks to Tom. That was awesome yesterday.
I mean, he doesn't do many of those. That was really cool.
No, and I said it earlier. I'll say it again. I'll probably say it a few more times today. Like, that is 100% Brock Heward. I just couldn't be more thankful to be Brock's caddy on a day like yesterday, because that is all him. Just the respect that he has earned, both as a player and then as a commentator and as a person, and somebody that Tom knows he can trust, and he's going to come on. He's not going to pull any shenanigans, and there's nothing dumb that's going to happen in the interview. And yeah, I thought it was pretty great. So thank you to Tom Brady, and a huge thanks to Brock as well. All right. Let's see. Coming up next. Oh, yeah. I do have something I wanted to get to. It's kind of weird, though. I'm going back to a moment in history that I thought would have gotten more attention over the last few days, and maybe it still will, but I'm surprised that it hasn't yet. So I'll dig into it and what it means for this week next on Brock and Salk.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week 1.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
We've all been there. Sleepless nights, mind racing, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Video security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, access control, 24/7 monitoring, and more. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy, knowing we're here for you, your people, and your business. Visit bayalarm.com to talk to a local security expert. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Toyota of Renton is your local dealership for best-in-class service on your vehicle. Start the new year by getting your vehicle winter-ready at Toyota of Renton's Service Department. You don't even need an appointment, as they offer open service drive. They have certified technicians to keep you safe and stable wherever the road takes you. From oil changes to wiper blades, brakes to air filters, Toyota of Renton's service team does it all. And right now you can save $150 when you purchase 4 new tires. Come in today for service and make sure to check out their service specials page when you visit toyotaofrenton.com.
O'Brien. Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation, so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify. By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQ Bar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder. And our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All 3 product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now you can try our epic IQ Bar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQ Bar today.
Get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text HAWK to 321-321 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text HAWK to 321-321. That's HAWK to 321-321.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get his freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Eward and Mike Salk.
Yes, that's right, Brock. We got all that fire, for sure. It's Brock and Salt Show, Seattle Sports here on 710, seattlesports.com.
That was kind of fun yesterday.
It was pretty fun. Yeah, that was pretty fun yesterday. It was pretty great.
That was the opposite of the day my phone blew up with the whole Mora thing. And it was like, oh, what next? Oh, what now?
Right.
I'm going to hear from now. Oh, jeepers. Oh, boy, this is just going to keep on going. And then yesterday, man, that was kind of the opposite end of that spectrum. Kind of fun. Just timing-wise, remember, we tried to get Tom on Tuesday, and he had to pass because of all the interviews and everything else. And to get him on Wednesday was pretty fortuitous.
It sure was, yeah.
A good question by you, too.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah. I think Swansky would have been very proud. He just kind of, how you feeling about Bill? Or
what was your reaction?
What was your reaction?
Just keep it as simple as possible and let him go whatever he wanted to go with it. As I've said a few times already this morning, kudos to you for all of the respect and trust that you've garnered from people like Tom Brady to come on yesterday. So just a huge deal, and thank you so much. It's a good day to be Brock Eward's partner. I told that to just about everybody who texted me yesterday. And then, it definitely went big. Obviously, being on Dove Kleiman was the highlight of the day. I mean, there were a lot of cool things, but ABC, Good Morning America, whatever. But
you can go to Costco. You can put that canvas. Put that, in your room.
I think I should.
In your office,
your basement
Dove
Kleiman
somewhere.
tweet about
Would that
us?
be considered memorabilia?
It might be.
You can't have any memorabilia.
Yeah, don't do that. I'm out on memorabilia. It doesn't make any sense. It's silly. Brock, for all the talk about Father Time being undefeated, and I hear people say it all the time, and I know you say it all the time, and you're not alone. Everyone, Father Time is undefeated. Don't you think we kind of tend to ignore that when it's actually happening? It's easy to say, we all know it's true, but I think we all tend to ignore it when it's actually happening. And, we've talked a lot about moving on from Geno and DK. I've certainly talked about it. It's something that I hope we all remember the next time that comes up. Should we move on from a person like this? Well, remember what happened the last time. Sometimes it is the right thing to do. Sometimes it's not about hate. Sometimes it's not about, you're a hater and you don't like this guy. It's just about how to make the team better. But moving on from that, it was just about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago, when the Patriots, it was about 2 years ago, when the Patriots and Seahawks, and I guess Alabama as well, but the Patriots and Seahawks both moved on from their legendary head coaches. Wasn't it within 24 hours of each other that Belichick and Pete were both let go?
Yes, and isn't there some Croatian blood between all of them as well?
Yeah, Pete was telling us that.
Croatian sensations?
Yes. That they're
Belichick, Saban, and Carroll?
Yes. Pete was saying that. They were all three Croatians, all three legends in their own way, and all three who were let go essentially within, I think it was a day or two of each other. Certainly Belichick and Carroll was. So for both of those two teams, we'll leave Nick Saban out of it for now, but for both of those...
he stepped down. He was a little different. He stepped down.
For the two NFL teams to be in the Super Bowl...
Pete was January 10th, and Belichick was January 11th.
That's crazy. I mean, just really remarkable.
Yep.
For both of them to be in the Super Bowl 2 years later, I mean, it's insane. Two of these absolutely legendary, first ballot Hall of Fame type of coaches, certainly in Belichick's case, it is remarkable. And determining, I think, when to take action and when to let it breathe is one of the hardest decisions in all of sports and probably in all of life. And in both of those cases, I think you'd have to look at it and say the two owners who ultimately have to make decisions of that level, of that magnitude, both Robert Kraft and Jody Allen got it right. Right? Now, we've said, Brock, we can be a little quick to judge quarterbacks, right? Sometimes it's, they need more time. They need to develop. They need to make mistakes. They need to go on their journey. The Hawks, have benefited from that now twice in a row with guys that had been essentially left for dead and have turned back around their careers. We also talked about how they decided to not do anything at all, or at least not as much as people wanted on the offensive line and kind of let it develop and sit and percolate rather than, making wholesale changes. But I think it's pretty inarguable that the coaching moves were the right ones. And it's such a reminder of what a challenge those decisions are.
It is. It's also, I think, kind of the proof in the pudding when we talk about organizations that have the right kind of structure, the right kind of alignment, just how important that element is. They're talking in Denver this week after the heartbreaking loss and really feeling like, and I don't know if you saw the squabble yesterday between Bo Nix and Sean Payton. I don't think they really like each other. And the quarterback certainly didn't appreciate the head coach putting all his business out there, and some have been incorrect. But, they were talking about, this decade of darkness in Denver where, Pat Bowlen had passed, where a trust with a fiduciary was trying to lead the whole thing. What do we do? I'm trying to work out, for the shareholders, but the shareholders all want different things, and the family is fighting in court. It's just ugly. And not a surprise to see the level of just tumult and coaching changes and chaos. And you got to have that structure. And with Robert Kraft, and I think with Jody Allen following, her brother Paul, there's great structure in place. It gives you a chance.
Moore was telling me the story this morning. I hadn't heard it, about Jimmy Haslam in Cleveland and the way he chose the head coach.
Oh boy.
So Moore was saying, what's the guy's name? The GM, Andrew Berry, right? He's going through all this interview process, 7-hour long interviews with every candidate. Think of the amount of effort.
Essays and personality tests.
Oh my gosh. He's going on and on and on, and he's interviewing all these people. And at the end of it, Jimmy Haslam comes in and is like, hire Todd Monken. Okay. I did all this work. I did all this. Yeah, no, you're going to hire Todd Monken.
Yeah, not going to work.
Yeah. That's hard to hear.
Well, and I guarantee you there's people hearing that, and they're like, yeah, Salk, that happened to me in my business, right? That happened to me in my job. That happened to me, and where it's just dysfunctional. And if it doesn't start at the very, very top, and say what you will about Kraft and some of the different controversies, certainly the Patriots have been in this century, and those have been well documented and well written and everything else. I said to you the night there in the suite, man, I do wonder what Pete Carroll is thinking. Kind of watching this just 2 years later. Likewise, what does Bill Belichick think that one of his former players is, found, I think they're next Tom Brady, they believe, a very young quarterback and athletic quarterback and great player, great leader. And Mike Vrabel's pulling all the right punches to get him right back on the stage.
Yeah, coming back to the idea of when do you decide to make a difficult decision like that? Why the difference with coaches? Why were they able to move on from these two legends and win? And I don't, age I'm sure is a part of it. Although I don't think that's the entirety of it. I would have difficulty pointing at it and saying, well, it's just that they're old. I don't think that's the case. I'm sure it has something to do with it, but I don't know that I could point at that and say that is the whole factor. I wonder if a better word for it would be momentum or direction. Both coaches had stalled. They had stalled their programs. They were probably never going to bottom out because they were still good enough coaches that they're probably never truly going to bottom out in the culture that they had already created. But that can only last for so long, the stalled momentum.
Yeah, and I think both had a level of loyalty, right, to their kids and to coaches and to, a belief in those that had kind of paid their dues and served their time and give them the opportunities, even if in some cases I don't think they were the best and the brightest and the most innovative and the most, able to evolve to where this game constantly changes.
And the fact that it didn't work for them in their next stops, I don't know if that really even says all that much. I was talking to a friend over the weekend, my friend John, and I'll give him some credit for what I thought was a brilliant idea, which is he was like, I don't think John Harbaugh's going to have any success with the Giants. I said, really? How come? He's like, when you've been in one place for so long and you've got your culture already established, it's really hard. It's been years, decades since he's had to establish a culture from the start. And it's not that you necessarily don't remember how to do it, but it can be easy to think like, I just do what I always do and everybody understands the culture. And I don't know whether Pete was ever able to establish his culture another time after over a decade here. I don't know how easy it is for Bill Belichick to reestablish the culture from the beginning at North Carolina. Maybe it's a little easier with college kids because it's always transient, but still, and will it be easy for someone like John Harbaugh after 15 years, 20 years, whatever it was in Baltimore? I do think there is a lot to that, and sometimes you need somebody else who's not just young, but new to come along and say, no, we're going to do it this way. I have a culture idea, and I want to build it.
How many other good points have you made that John's given you?
That's I think, the only one, but that was a pretty good one, right?
Okay, that's pretty good, John.
Yeah, he's a Bears fan, but he apparently has some insight that is worth listening to. Yeah.
Way to go, Johnny.
Way to go, John. All right. Brock, hold on a minute. We're going to come back here. We'll give you everything you need to know, and I got to ask you about the one new injury for the Seahawks and whether or not I'm supposed to freak out about this. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
Tight end A.J. Barner is with us. How does it feel to hear NFC champions headed to the Super Bowl? Is it set in yet, or does it still feel surreal?
Yeah, no, it feels really good. Obviously to win the NFC and kind of do it against divisional opponents and win our division as well early in the year, it feels really good. But honestly, we got to go get one more. So I'm really excited for it.
Only on Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
Well, you just heard my partner there. He's going to tee up some injuries, and every week, injury report comes out with our football team, and there's this shoulder and that bruised chest and this hamstring and that knee. But I'll tell you what, you don't have to be a professional football player to know what I'm talking about when it comes to pain. I know that many of you woke up on this Thursday morning, and maybe you have arthritis, and it's your knee, it's your ankle, it's your back, it's your shoulder. Painful joints can affect you and really affect your quality of life. And if you're in that boat, will you please reach out to my friend, Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine over in Kirkland, 425-823-4000, 425-823-4000. He and his team are ready to take your call and help you if you're suffering from chronic joint pain caused by arthritis. He's the only doctor with over 30 years of experience, I can say this confidently, in pain medicine techniques, including, stem cell therapy. Many have jumped aboard the regenerative medicine train. Not Dr. Nelson. This has been his passion. This has been his heart for decades. And whether it is stem cell or PRP, he's got the tools to get rid of your pain. 425-823-4000 or visit DanielNelsonMD.com. That's DanielNelsonMD.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com.
To me, the LJ way is to provide an experience that people really enjoy being a part of.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Good Dog Auto Glass.
When the stakes are high, you want the best on your team. When your windshield breaks, don't settle for your insurance company's fix that's just safe enough. Trust Good Dog Auto Glass, where the quality isn't light. We do all the things the little guys don't, and we do all the things the big guy does.
We answer the phone when you call, we work for you, and we will walk you through the insurance process. Visit GoodDogAutoGlass.com, Puget Sound's most trusted auto glass company, and get more bang for your buck.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, It's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
The Boat Show, the Boat Show, the Big Seattle Boat Show.
The Big Seattle Boat Show starts this Friday. It's the best time to buy with big selection, big discounts, and big fun for everyone. It's a big deal. Presented by Sundance Yachts and Port of Seattle. Make it a date Friday evenings with Boat Show After Dark, featuring unforgettable ambiance, music, food, beer, and wine. Details and discount tickets at seattleboatshow.com.
Brock Ewart here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. Shannon, we met about a decade ago when you came into the studio, and at that point, IRG was humming, but you were not 40 locations strong all over the neighborhood. How have you done this and why?
Number one, Brock, great people. Our strength here at IRG is our people. Secondly, we are a company that has a culture of giving back and taking care of our patients, taking care of our team, and thirdly, taking care of our community. We want to be your family physical therapist. More importantly, we want to be your family's neighborhood physical therapist. We want you to come in, have a great experience, and get better and get out there and be pain-free and function.
Take care of your friends. Taking care of your neighbors, taking care of your community, and taking care of Western Washington. With over 40 locations now, that's exactly what IRG Physical and Hand Therapy is doing. Find them in person, find them online at irgpt.com. That's irgpt.com.
Start 2026 at Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton with their New Year's savings on your next vehicle, like the 2026 Tundra, financing at 2.99% APR for 72 months. The 2025 Gas RAV4, leasing at $330 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. And the 2026 BZ, leasing at $339 a month for 36 months with $29.99 due at signing. New Year's savings at toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com. Offers valid until February 2nd, 2026. Terms available on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealers, accessories, and a $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
All right, first injury report leading into the Super Bowl, Brock. It's out, and all right, nobody actually practiced, so it's all just an estimate of what it would have looked like if anybody had practiced. On the Seahawks side, no surprise, Sam Darnold limited. I think we all figured that would be the case, and he's probably sore. Charles Cross, Jake Bobo, Julian Love, Drake Thomas, all limited. A couple other guys in there as well. But there were two non-participants. Amari Kite, okay, fine, third tackle, not a big deal. Ernest Jones, non-participant with a new chest injury. What's the concern level?
I don't know. I watched him run. Did you watch any of the NFL film stuff with all the mic'd up that came out yesterday?
No.
Takes them a few days, right, to put that whole kind of theatrical thing together and weave together the stories and the sound of Stafford and JSN and Puka were both mic'd up, and obviously the coaches. There was some great stuff. And watching the final play, Ernest Jones did not look in any way hampered by any injury as he was dropping back, and they throw a little out kind of over him, and Spoon makes tackle, and he could see he was in bounds. He tosses his helmet, and he's running down the field full speed. He's screaming and yelling. So I don't know. I don't anticipate that to be a real significant issue.
All right.
We'll see.
Good.
Obviously, Drake Thomas's shoulder is, that thing got banged up pretty good, and there's going to be a lot of bumps and bruises, but this is not the last Super Bowl where we have a dislocated elbow, a torn labrum, and we tear a knee ligament, right? In the
that knee ligament thing is still just remarkable. On the New England side, all eyes have been on Drake May. He was indeed limited with a shoulder injury, a throwing shoulder injury, but limited, not non-participant, and I got to imagine he's going to be okay to play. Receiver Matt Hollins limited as well. It's been interesting to hear just as everyone starts to weigh in on this matchup, I liked what DJ said yesterday to us.
And Drake May, while he hasn't played well, he's made fewer mistakes than every quarterback they've played in the postseason. So that's kind of been their key. But if you took the top 30 players playing in the Super Bowl, I would say 20 of them probably are Seahawks, 18 to 20 of them. And then you look at the three guys for New England that you have to worry about who could try and take over a game. It's May, using his legs more than anything else. It's the corner in Gonzalez, who's a great player. And then Milton Williams, and specifically Milton Williams on Bradford would be for 2 weeks. I'd be studying how to not let that beat me in this game.
20 out of 30?
And specifically, I did study a little bit last night for a Blue 88 question that'll come your way in about a half hour about those numbers and is it real and what will that look like with Bradford. And Drake May has made a bunch of mistakes. I think the key to that cut right there was compared to the opponents they played. And that's a testament to what that New England defense does. So they are going to ramp up the issue. And they did it versus C.J. Stroud, and they did it versus Justin Herbert, and they did it versus Jarrett Stidham. None of those guys, I don't think, are Sam Darnold, but that's their defense, man. They are a pressure group. They are an attack group, and they know, even 10 days out, they know their best shot is going to be to make sure they win that turnover differential by at least 2 or 3.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Yeah, it turns out folks around the country were pretty interested in what Tom Brady had to say yesterday about Bill Belichick being snubbed by the Hall of Fame in his first shot at it. Here's a snippet.
It's the way it works, and unfortunately, he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. In the end, I'm not worried about that. And a lot of times in life, for all of us, things don't happen exactly how you want them on your timeline, but we'll all be there to celebrate him when it does happen. And he's going to have a huge turnout from so many players, coaches that appreciated everything that he did and the commitment that he made to winning and the impact that he had on all our lives. And that'll be a great celebration when it happens.
It's funny. I thought you were going to go with a lot of people were interested in Tom Brady in the broadcast. About 46 million.
Yeah, I started the show with that, actually, a little over an hour ago. More than last year with Philly and Washington. Now, it was the late window instead of the early window, but still, I think beating out the all NFC East blue blood matchup and big cities, that's kind of a big deal, right?
Yeah, and you could watch the ball and be like, wow, these guys are really good. Right? I mean, it's just the level of talent, the level of JSN and Sam and going toe-to-toe with Stafford and Puka and Devontae and Cooper. That was pretty exquisite, high-level football that both played, and, almost 50 million people tuning in.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Kraken are going to host the Leafs tonight, Brock. I don't know if you saw the little promotion, though, that they're doing. Did you see this?
I did not.
I kind of like this. So I told you that in the last game.
No. Is it your buddy?
It's not my guy, Melanson. But Jared McCann had a hat trick taken away, right? So he had 2 goals.
Oh, yeah.
He scored the third. Everybody threw their hats on the ice, and then they reviewed and said, no, actually, it's no goal. And so everybody who throwing their hats on the ice was sort of screwed, right? I mean, they lost their hats.
Yeah.
Well, a hat these days is like, what? $50, $35 to $50, depending on the hat, somewhere in that range. So I guess the Kraken and their partner Amex have gotten together, and anybody who has a ticket to that game can buy a free hat. They're buying you a hat. They're also extending the promotion for the next hat trick that the team has. So the next time the team has a hat trick and you throw your hat if you're at the game, you can then later buy a new hat thanks to Amex.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. That's a great, creative, fun idea. I like that.
Can you say that again?
No.
They're going to buy you a free hat?
Yeah. Well, they're going to buy you a hat. It's free to you at that point.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, but it looks good on you, though.
Just clarification.
You get a free bowl of soup with that hat.
Just clarification. I'll tell you what, lost in all of this, lost in everything over the weekend and the amazing game and a Super Bowl. And I tossing and turning last night, and every time I'm like, oh my gosh, the Seahawks are going to their 4th Super Bowl in 20 years.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Was the fact that I got up to the Kraken Iceplex. That I got up there and I got to check that place out. And
What'd you
watch
think?
My goodness, it was beautiful. Wow. That was done right.
Yeah.
And as I say all the time, Mr. Lewicki does not mess around as an executive and ownership giving you all the resources. We started the show with that and these owners making decisions. And, man, that thing is – and how often can you see the Kraken practice on their rink?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Torrent are out there, too. So between the two of them, they lost last night. Ugh. That's everything you need to know. Yeah, they're out there whenever they practice. It kind of depends, right? Just whether they're home or away and all of that. Torrent had a 2-1 lead last night, Brock. They gave up 3 goals in the last 10 minutes. Awful.
Well, that hurts. But
yeah.
I mean, I watched a team give up a goal in the final 10 seconds.
That hurt, too.
A man down.
Pretty
bad. The length of the ice. Have we gotten over that? If the kids gotten over that, you feel like...
I don't know if the coach has gotten over that. Coach has been pretty upset at the kids. Cecily, I was warning her heading into the last practice of like, hey, this may be one of those deals where, like, you're going to get her brooksed. Like, again. She said she was out there so early. She was out there before any of the coaches, anybody, just waiting just because she didn't want to be late. And she was terrified.
Well, let me just tell the people this, okay? It's a 1-0 game. And your girls outshot those boys from Kent at least 5-1. I mean, just outplayed them the whole game.
I know.
And all of a sudden, I look up at the clock. There's 10 seconds. The game has stopped. And they have a runaway and score with 1 second left. And I realized that the Seahawks game, Salk, we were in the suite. And I looked up before that final play, and it was 10 seconds. And I said,
not again.
Dead body, is this going to happen twice today? Over my dead body, is this going to happen? This is not going to happen again.
Yeah.
And thankfully, it did not.
Thankfully. Well, thank you for coming. It meant a lot to Cecily to have you come out there. And
super fun.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Because everyone's talking. You said the Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. It's true. Everyone is talking about them. Everyone is talking about them, and I thought we could react to some of that. We'll do it now. We'll do it again at 9:30. There's almost too much sound, so we'll see if we can get through a bunch of it.
Here's the Thing match?
I think pretty good.
It looks strong.
That's pretty good. All right, stick around. It's all coming up.
People in there.
I'm Brock and Salk.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week 1.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
With 1-800-DUI-AWAY. And I want to talk to you about football. It's exciting when Seattle fans shake the earth. You can even feel that energy on your 100-inch variable refresh QLED surround sound 7.1. At 1-800-DUI-AWAY, we know that enjoying the game often involves alcohol. And the police know it too. Have fun, be responsible on game day, and pace yourself. If you feel sacked in the fourth quarter, get a designated driver to take you to your end zone. If you get carried away with too many Bloody Marys after too many Hail Marys, call for a timeout. You get the point. Be safe. Call 1-800-DUI-AWAY or go to 1-800-DUI-AWAY.com. Watching the game in your blue and green jersey is a lot more fun than wearing an orange jumpsuit.
1-800-DUI-AWAY.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Lewis County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington state who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
The only place to hear Steve Rabel and Dave Wyman call the Seahawks in the Super Bowl.
Can you believe it?
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, it's Bob Stelton here, and let me tell you about one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. That's when I went to K2 Vision for RLE. That's Refractive Lens Exchange. Now, Dr. Kopstein started K2 Vision with Dr. King from King LASIK, the most experienced LASIK surgeon in the Northwest. King LASIK plus K2 Vision equals freedom vision for every stage of life. No glasses, no contacts, readers, or cataracts. Now, if you're somebody that struggles with distance vision and now you always need a pair of reading glasses, K2 Vision RLE could be your perfect permanent solution to spending your good active years not needing reading glasses. And here's the cherry on top: you never develop a cataract. Now, if you're somebody like me that had a pair of readers in every room of the home, in your car, you had to bring them into the restaurant with you. Otherwise, like me, you couldn't read the menu. That has all been rectified thanks to RLE. So whether it's LASIK, EVO, ICL, or RLE, trust the most experienced team of doctors to recommend what's best for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. That's K2VisionRLE.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
I have 2 days worth of sound. The sound hound has been out of control, as you might imagine.
Too much?
No, I mean, it's amazing. But I mean, you've been on it. Maura's just like, you know, she's like in the Matrix when everything like starts to slow down for Neo and just everything. That's how Maura is right now with sound. She's just in her bag, just like, oh, I got to cut here and I got to cut there. And I got this from ESPN. I got this from Rich Eisen. I got this from Pro. Like, she's just everywhere. It's awesome. And the long arms are doing their thing. And yeah, so here we go. I'm going to play a whole bunch of stuff, Brock, starting here with a couple of things from Dominique Foxworth, who spent a bunch of time watching the Seahawks, trying to break down what it is that makes them so good, specifically on defense. And here he is talking about, and we've gone over this before.
I think the thing that is probably underappreciated, and we focus a lot on how they can play nickel against the run. I think the why is not just that Nick Imimori is bigger than the average nickel, but it's that they are such good tackling and aggressive defensive backs and corners. So many running schemes are designed to get the running back in isolation against a cornerback. And then you feel like you won. Like, if nothing else, you're going to fall forward for 4 yards. No. Not against Witherspoon. It's not happening. He's going to go fit you in the backfield like a linebacker.
So one of the things that's crazy to me about that, and I'm not disagreeing with him, is that both of their starting safeties were cornerbacks. Generally, you tend to think of safeties as being better tacklers than corners. Both of their starting safeties started their career as corners. Kobe Bryant here and Julian Love, what was he in New York at the time?
Yeah. Yeah, and even coming out of school, and I would say this though, and I think I'm right on this. I know I'm right when it comes to Notre Dame, and I think my memory serves me correctly with Cincinnati, having seen it as well. They are a scheme in college, and some schemes do this, Salk, where they're field boundary. Not to get too complicated, but instead of like left or right, it's to the field and to the boundary.
Yep.
And we're going to put some bigger people into the boundary and more physical people. You can get away. Iowa's used that for some years, and like we're going to put a bigger physical corner into the boundary to press, to take it away, to handle, to cloud, to do all the run game. And I think both of those guys, if my memory serves me right, had that background. So pretty easy to transition to safety. And yes, tell me that is not the epitome of what DJ said to us, I don't know, week 4 or 5, of having your bigs run and your littles tackle. Because I'll say this too, when you play that much nickel or dime, you know what your bigs have to do at the line of scrimmage? They got to run things down too. They got to really run and commit to doing that and pursue it. And then your littles got to tackle pound for pound like big boys, and they do both of those things well.
Yeah. So, we talked through that whole idea of staying in nickel or getting to dime, and it just doesn't affect them necessarily the way it does other teams. Here's a little more from Foxworth.
Their coverages are kind of cloudy between man and zone. It seems clear that they know what they're going to do, but I was looking for like rules and principles as I'm watching them play the last several weeks, and it seems like they want to get one more DB to the group of receivers. So like either side, there's 2 receivers, they're going to get 3 there. There's 3 receivers, they're going to get 4 DBs there, and to like where they think the passing strength. And sometimes it'll be both sides, and they adjust to the route combinations. So it's not going to always be, and it's not always a true palms, but they'll have those guys play in palms, meaning like if number 2 eliminates, we turn into cover 2. If he continues to go vertical, you stay in cover 4. So they'll pass guys off between linebackers and corners and outside backers and defensive ends. They'll pass guys, and the awareness and intelligence and instincts of their defense is super impressive in pass coverage.
You understand all that? Can you explain all that?
I do. I think in its simplest form, Salk, you watch and you're like, okay, is that cover 3? Is that cover 4? Is that quarter, half? Is that, and it's really, as he said, it's really cloudy to do.
Can I pause you for just a second?
Yeah.
Just because, and I know we've got probably more people listening now that don't listen every day, don't listen every week, are here on a little more of a casual basis about, for football. Give me the very, very, very basic on cover 2, cover 3. What are you looking at to determine that?
Yeah, so that number is really what the, kind of the back end of the defense is doing. Cover 2 safeties are going to take half the field. Corners are going to come up and cloud and be in really, run angles. Cover 3 is the corner are going to take 1/3 of it. So cover 2 safeties, half. Cover 3, and then you've got all sorts of different variations of it. And obviously, man-to-man is probably the simplest, right? You're going to go press. You got that man. It's single high. That other safety is going to come down and cover the tight end. Linebacker's going to cover the backs, and so. But when you put this film on, Salk, it is really, really, and I like that word, cloudy. Like, what is this? And as a QB, what do you want? You want answers. And it's really hard pre-snap to get those answers, and you better be on your P's and Q's post-snap. And that's where Stafford was surgical. That's where Stafford and McVay, through their 2 tight end package, really had the Seahawks on their heels. They were the ones dictating. And really, the Rams, the only team to do that to the Seahawks this year. Everybody else, the Seahawks dictate. They do it. And they disguise, and they cloud the picture, and they run, and they hit, and they make your life miserable. And this, on paper, should be more of that kind of matchup, right? That's an O-line that struggles. That's a young quarterback that's never seen, the whole array of all of this. But Josh, your boy's got 10 days himself, too.
Those are the types of guys that they have just really feasted on this year, though. It's one of the reasons I feel
For
really...
2 years. Look at Mike McDonald's record against QBs.
I feel really good about this matchup, especially for the Seahawks defense against that Patriots offense. I'll tell you one other thing I like. This kind of was made fun of this week, but I'm going to give it a little bit of credibility. So The idea was, hey, this is Sam Darnold, first guy from his draft class to make the Super Bowl, right? We talked about that. And you remember what Sam's reaction was when he first heard that? He was like, well, I've already been in the Super Bowl as a backup, right? And everyone's like, oh, so funny, Sam. It's funny because that doesn't really count because you're just the backup. Okay, you're right. It doesn't count. He wasn't the first guy. He didn't lead his team to the Super Bowl. But do you think having been there and experienced it and watched it as a backup does give him some level of advantage this week so that it's not new? He knows what to expect. He understands what's going to be out there and what's going to be asked of him and all of that. I think it actually means a lot that he has had the opportunity to experience this.
Yeah, and Clint with him, right? I mean, Kubiak was there as well. And, yeah, I think that is beneficial. And when you are the backup, trust me, I remember preparing for the NFC title game in New England and thinking, man, if Peyton goes down here, that's Ty Law over there, and that's Teddy Bruschi, and that's Willie McGinnis. And, you just kind of have a heightened sense. And, I'm sure Sam was preparing for that Super Bowl. Like, man, Purdy goes down, and, right, he got hurt a couple years prior, didn't he, in a playoff game? And, I got to be ready to go.
But
so,
also, hey, this is what the media is going to ask of me, and this is what the media day is going to be like, and this is where we're going to practice.
This is what the rhythm of 2 weeks is like.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I would think that there is some element to that. And then to go one step further with that, as Matt Hasselbeck said, he kind of has the right personality for this.
I think Sam's a pretty chill guy. I saw that he was talking about this app he has on his phone where he listens to like bird noises and tells him what kind of bird it is. Like, he's pretty mellow. I don't think he gets overly, even when he was hosting the Hallis Trophy. Like, I remember when I was hosting that NFC Trophy, like, I was like, this is like, let's freaking go. Like, I was ready to throw the thing. I was like so fired up. He was kind of like just one hand, like, yeah, here you go, little smirk. I think he's got a fire that burns deep inside, but he doesn't like wear it on his sleeve as much as maybe other people did. Like, I know for me, any game, I would need to kind of calm myself down.
Yeah. And that's some of that. And we'll chat with Jordan Palmer here in 45 minutes or so. That's some of that just internal motivation versus the external. Versus the last time, Salky, when we were in New York and we were in Arizona and we were covering the noise of that team, and the guys are going after Deion Sanders for calling him pedestrian, and Richards, letting everybody know he's the greatest in the game. And it was loud and noisy. This crew will not be that.
No.
And I think they take on their QB and head coach. Those two major forces of leadership in that regard.
And I think you got to throw a third guy in there as well. To me, that would be Leonard Williams, who we're going to talk to. We're going to tape that later today after the show and should air it for you guys tomorrow or maybe even early next week. Not sure. But, Leonard Williams kind of the same way, understated. Not to say he doesn't have a personality. I actually think he has a pretty big personality, but not a braggart, not a look-at-me guy at all, quite the opposite. So I'm excited to talk to him. I just love that guy. He's been my favorite player this year. Sam is playing so well, Brock, that even some of the big take artists out there, and Nick Wright would certainly be on that list. Here's what Nick had to say about Sam.
If Sam Darnold isn't at least on the precipice of being a top 10 quarterback, I don't know what the point of playing the games is. Sunday night, to go to the Super Bowl, he went throw for throw with Matthew Stafford. Last year, he was exceptional all year until the biggest games. This year, you have to give the guy credit. In the biggest game of his life, the guy had the best game of his life. Who should feel sicker about Darnold turning into this guy? The Jets or the Vikings?
The Vikings. I mean, the Jets should just feel sick in general. That's their own problem. But the Vikings are the ones who should truly feel sick.
Yeah, and really, what a response. So, I mean, we don't talk about it that much. And certainly over the run the Mariners went on, we did, right? We talked about that series after getting swept in New York and how important it was to win that series in Detroit before the trade deadline. And you could really put kind of a tent pole. And there were a few different tent poles over the course of that 162-game marathon. I don't think there's any question. The tent pole here, Rich Eisen asked me that the other day. When did I know? Like, when did you know? When did you know this team was capable of doing this? Like, well, they stacked a lot of great wins. They looked really, really good doing it. Sam was really good. And then I think I knew by the response after that game, the response by his teammates. If you remember, Ernest is dropping F-bombs, and the Seahawks are like, great. Put it out there. I don't care. We want to make sure people know how beloved this guy is. And more than that, to see him respond after that game. And the interceptions and the turnovers have gone way down. And the production remains really high. And then on the biggest stage of the last 4 weeks that were all playoff games, 5 weeks, right? The Rams winner on the Thursday night, the Panthers, the 49ers, the Rams. Like, those are all playoff teams. Those are all big games. Those are all monstrous matchups. And he's taken great care of the ball and made game-changing, defining plays.
Yeah, I think the other part that I take away from that take there from Nick is, hey, you can't like, narratives are fine, but you can't allow a narrative to overcome what your eyes are actually showing you. It's one thing if you don't believe in Sam Darnold and you think that, he's going to, but the games are showing very clearly that he's playing at that level. And if you're ignoring what's actually being done on the field and just going back to what you think is going to happen, what you think is going to be the case, then there's no point in playing the games, right?
Yeah,
it's just a simulation. Let's just go AI here.
Well, yes, it's your eyes, and it's the numbers. I mean, he's now over 4,500 yards. I mean, he throws for another 300 yards. He's been nearing 5,000 yards this season. Right? Last night, on the social, I think because of this NFL film, Salk, that little one-handed catch by JSN. You know what else Sam Darnold did on that? Rolling to his left. That was a no-looker. Right? He was looking inside. That's why it was maybe a half yard in front. But he was manipulating, like if that was Josh Allen or Mahomes, like, oh my gosh, look at this Stafford, look at this no-look. Sam's still not going to get that credit. But my goodness gracious, between your eyes and the numbers, this dude's a top 10 quarterback, period, end of story.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88, powered by Xfinity.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Well, we talked earlier, Brock, about when with a head coach and father time and all of that and having to make difficult decisions. At the quarterback position, though, I think it might be a little bit more about patience than we ever realized.
I think it is. And 2 Hall of Famers speak to this, and Tom Brady did so with us yesterday, looking back kind of at his career and just listen to how long it took for Tom to feel like he really mastered the art and the game slowed down. Here was Tom.
Again, it took me a lot of years to kind of grow into the player that I was. I wasn't a finished product in my 6th year. After about 10, 11 years, I was pretty good in my 7th, 8th year. I thought I was really good in like 10th, 11th year, and then was able to keep that going for another 10 or 11 years. So still a lot of growth for quarterbacks. I mean, I think we're never finished products. We're always looking to improve our skill sets, either physically, mentally, or emotionally. We're trying to improve our leadership ability. That really transcends the loss of coaches over time.
And then Kurt Warner, the Hall of Famer. He had kind of a unique journey to being a Super Bowl MVP and winner as well. Kurt on Rich Eisen's show, echoing some of the same sentiment with Sam.
We can point to whatever factors we want to point to early in his career, but it took him longer. It took him longer to figure it out. And it's one of the things that I learned in my journey is that it's so easy to look back and go, how did everybody miss Kurt Warner? Like, how did everybody pass on him? All these guys don't know what they're doing. I think the same thing happens with Sam. It's like, oh my gosh, the Jets should have kept him and he should have been their franchise guy and they screwed it up. I think there's some times that we as individuals have to recognize we're not the person or the player that we will eventually become. And we need some growing up. We need some maturing. We need to get better at our craft. And sometimes it takes certain people a little bit longer to get there. And eventually they do.
And you know what else it takes, Salk? Just listening to both of those men. And actually having a little conversation with Titus about this just the other day, how incredibly dependent that position is on the fit around you. The people around you, the resources around you, the scheme around you, the talent and players around you, right? I mean, my first year of quarterbacking, Salk, in 96 there with UW, oh my gosh, this was so fun. Look at this O-line just mowing people down. And then the play action that came off of it played to my strength. That was my strength, throwing the deep ball and throwing it pretty accurately, And by the end of my run there, like a lot of guys graduated, had to play with a lot of youth around me, try to get an empty and to run around and do that's not my fit, man. It was pretty brutal. So that position, very dependent on people and fit. And probably not a surprise to see Sam take off the last 2 years. being surrounded by both of those things at a really high
I
level.
appreciate all that from Brady. Of course, he won 3 Super Bowls in his 3 of his first 4 years. Like, I get it. Maybe in his mind, he wasn't
But you
quite
saw
fully
those numbers,
formed
right?
yet. But
I mean, those numbers were not. His completion percentage in the upper 50s. I think it's 18 touchdowns to 13 picks.
I know. Still.
That's where people say Belichick hasn't been as good since Brady left, but at the beginning, I
Yeah.
think Belichick was more of why they were.
That's a pretty good point, Maura. That's a pretty good point. Question number 2. Daniel Jeremiah yesterday said the Hawks had 20 of the 30 best players. I mentioned that to you earlier, Brock. But one matchup that could be a challenge. He said it very specifically. Hold on. I lost it here. Here you go. Here was DJ on what might be a problem inside for the Seahawks.
And Drake May, while he hasn't played well, he's made fewer mistakes than every quarterback they've played in the postseason. So that's kind of been their key. But if you took the top 30 players playing in the Super Bowl, I would say 20 of them probably are Seahawks, 18 to 20 of them. And then you look at the 3 guys for New England that you have to worry about who could try and take over a game. It's May, using his legs more than anything else. It's the corner in Gonzalez, who's a great player. And then Milton Williams, and specifically Milton Williams on Bradford would be for 2 weeks. I'd be studying how to not let that beat me in this game.
So would I, DJ, and the numbers, again, in the eye, back that up. So NFL Researcher, pretty cool little site on Twitter, Salk. A lot of numbers. You can really geek out with this stuff. But I think the one that jumps out is Christian Barmore, their other D tackle, is 3rd in the NFL this year with 15 quick pressures. Like the most quick pressures right off the snap. Right behind him, Milton Williams with 14. Anthony Bradford, gave up 16 of those, 3rd most amongst all the guards in all the NFL. So that win rate, it goes on. There's other numbers there that back that up. That interior win rate of Barmore and Williams versus Sundell and Bradford in particular. And by the way, obviously our Zabel's awesome, but he's still a rookie playing the Super Bowl, his rookie year. So the strength of that defense is their 2 corners playing man and those 2 D tackles that disrupt from the inside out and do it many times very, very quickly. And the boys are going to have to be on that one. And Mr. Kubiak going to have to put a good plan together to protect it.
All right, question number 3. Who could you argue, Brock, is the most instinctive Seahawks player, and how did that show up on Sunday?
How would you answer that? Who do you think is the most instinctive?
I think you're going to say Devin Witherspoon.
Devin's way, way up there, and there's no question about that. I think for me, it's DeMarcus Lawrence. The number of times this year where Mike's like, well, that wasn't really the call. Well, he actually kind of
That's true. He has done that.
Oh, I mean, 3, 4, 5 times, and they hit.
I don't know exactly what he was seeing, but
exactly. But are you going to trust his instincts? Are you going to trust his eyes? I am. And in the biggest play of that game, that 4th down, here's about 30 seconds of it, and you'll hear McVay whine afterwards. I'm just whining.
They've got 7 guys up at the line of scrimmage, so Matthew's thinking, I got to get rid of it quickly. Then everybody drops out. It ends up basically being a 2-man rush. Where else do I go there?
They were bringing a 0. They ended up peeling 2 guys. Can't imagine that's what they were really trying to do. And they kind of lucked into having 2 guys peel on Kyron right there. I know that can't be part of their design. It's a fortuitous bust by them.
I saw McVay running down the sideline, wondering if he thought he had the right call, and then he just decided to ride with his quarterback.
That sound really pisses me off. I'll just tell you that.
Really?
Yes, that kind of makes the
like
hairs
that?
on the back of my neck stand up. Oh, it's a fortuitous. Oh, they lucked into that. Oh, I can't imagine that. They had 2 guys on the defense peel off, well, they did. And their guy read it. And their guy had unbelievable instincts, as DeMarcus has had in multiple occasions this year, where he chases down people and sack fumble, where maybe he aborts the stunt because he has a feel and he has an instinct and he's got a decade plus in this league of being a difference maker. Oh, Sean, oh, you poor thing. He wasn't supposed to do that. So lucky. Reminds me of a coach that came over one time and shook my dad's hand, and he and I still remember this all the years later. And he shook my dad's hand. He said, well, Mike, sometimes I guess better to be lucky than good.
Oh, wow. That's not right.
No, actually, it's better to be good and beat you 15 straight times.
Jeez.
How about that?
That's not right. You don't want to say that stuff. That is today's Blue 88 every morning.
Does that not reek
7:45.
of that? Do you not hear that? Am I overreaching there? Because that reeks of.
I don't hear it quite that.
Better be lucky than good. That's a fortuitous bust.
Because didn't he say the same thing about Witherspoon on the fourth down play, that he wasn't really supposed to be there?
That was the fourth down play. So that was the fourth
I
down
see.
call. Yeah, no, it's DeMarcus Lawrence that wasn't supposed to peel off on that. Matthew was supposed to have. My chessboard was good. My move, my queen was supposed to take your rook. Like, shut up. Stop whining. The dude made an unbelievable play. I really don't like that. That's just sour grapes loser material to me.
I like it.
That.
I'm here for it, Brock. Nice work. I like when you're getting fired up. Anything that gets you fired up, I'm here for. All right.
Better be lucky than good.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, we'll see what the people have for us today. The 8 o'clock hour should be interesting. Jordan Palmer.
Just found some late submissions.
Oh,
I had
really?
to add a couple.
Oh, nice. All right. Well, Jordan Palmer is going to join us at 8:30. Talk through what it is to be the quarterback coach for Sam Darnold and what he's learned over the course of this year and what we should expect in a couple of weeks here in the Super Bowl. Before we do it, though, you guys have offered some submissions for Here's the Thing. We'll see who's in the crosshairs next.
Holy smokes! For 40 years, he's been part of the soundtrack of summer across the Pacific Northwest.
The Griffeys with back-to-back home runs!
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports, congratulates Rick Riz.
Everybody scores!
Season 41 may be his last, but it promises to be one to remember.
Riz, the smoothest voice in the game. He deserves to go out on top.
Don't miss a minute of Rick Riz calling Mariners baseball on Seattle Sports.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would rather get my teeth drilled than go to a car dealership. However, I recently had a breakdown with my vehicle, and I knew that I had to get a new one. I knew where to go. Wayscar Ford in Auburn. I'd heard amazing things. I knew the GM, Mark, so I ended up going out there. Mark, you're with me right now, and I got to be honest, even knowing you, I was nervous. Just being at a car dealership brings pressure, but you guys really focus on customer experience.
Well, there are some dealerships where you go in and you feel like you're getting jumped on. We don't do that, okay? There's absolutely no pressure at our dealership, period. And we backed it up with a 5-day or 500-mile, 100%, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. We only want to sell you a car if you want to buy one. So if you want a low-pressure experience, check out our reviews. We have thousands of 5-star reviews. You can buy with confidence. Wayscar Ford's been family-owned and operated in downtown Auburn for over 103 years. You don't stay in business that long by not taking care of people.
See it for yourself at Wayscar Ford in Auburn. That's wayscarford.com.
This is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about. But if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Benjamin Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G service. What's up with that? Ben Franklin wasn't even a president. When you switch to Pure Talk, you'll be in business with an American wireless company that supports our vets in a big way and keeps all their customer service in this country. That's important. And you'll be on the same towers the big carriers use, so you'll get the same 5G service without the inflated price. So hang on to your Benjamins and switch to Pure Talk for a Jackson and a Lincoln. No contract, no hidden fees. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll get 50% off your first month when you switch. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, for an American wireless company that is truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Your old furnace ain't nice, and your toes are like ice. DayandNight.net. Day and Night gives you a free furnace or water heater with installation of an AC or heat pump.
If you're not sure your furnace will make it through another winter, call us to install a proper, long-lasting, efficient heating system backed by our lifetime workmanship guarantee, so you won't be left out in the cold.
Install an AC or heat pump and get a free furnace or water heater from Day and Night Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. DayandNight.net.
Jewelry Graham. Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. We have just the right gift for your sweetheart this Valentine's Day. Any style, any budget. Like heart-shaped necklaces, birthstones, or hand-matched diamond studs. Getting engaged? Create a dream ring and choose from natural and lab-grown diamonds in all shapes and sizes. Come see us in store or at shaneco.com because a friend wants you to win Valentine's Day. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, let's see. Jordan Palmer, as I said, coming up here in 30 minutes. A great insight into kind of who Sam Darnold is, how he operates, and what we should expect here in the Super Bowl not too long from now. We're heading down there. I should let everybody know again on Tuesday afternoon. We'll all arrive in San Francisco, and then we'll be on Radio Row Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And
do I understand bunk beds in the rooms?
Well, Brock and I are sharing a room. I know that.
This is dangerous.
Yeah,
I think you guys could turn them into bunk beds if you need more room for activities.
This is really dangerous.
Last time we shared a room, I think, was the last Super Bowl.
Oof.
Right?
We did?
I think so.
We did?
Yeah, I remember sharing a room at that Super Bowl, but then you were like, Molly's coming down. I got my own room that I just bought myself. And so you kind of took off, and I ended up, and I keep hoping that's what's going to happen at this Super Bowl, and then I'll end up with my own room. Like, I know, Maury, you're staying with Stacy, right? And Lefko and Bob, and I'm scheduled to be with Brock.
Wyman.
Yeah.
Lefko and Bob are sharing a room?
They sure are. Yep.
Oh,
I know. And so I just kind of keep hoping and expecting that Brock at some point is going to be like, actually, Molly and Titus are coming. And so I guess I got us a separate room at the, Ritz or whatever. And I'll just sort of end up with that room.
I think there's a high likelihood of that happening.
I know.
So, but
I
we'll
know.
see.
I know there's a high. I said that to Heather the other day.
Yeah.
You
I think we're going to have it.
Quality time?
I mean, I'm happy to have it. I don't care either way. I'm fine.
We're going to have at least a night.
I know. I don't mind having roommates. Like, I don't like being by myself, so I'm totally fine with this another person in the room. Like, I'm good as long as there's two beds.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Let's hear what the people say.
Brock Heward doesn't just hate one kid.
I am so disappointed in Michael Salk.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're mindless. Love you, bye.
It's time for Brock and Salk's Here's the Thing.
Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah, and you can leave us messages by downloading the Seattle Sports app. And you can click the, call-in tab, and that allows you to leave us these messages like Keller.
Hey, I'm a Seahawks fan down here in Texas, and I'm just going to call it now. This Rams game, it ain't going to be close, okay? It is going to be belt to just like we saw with the 49ers, because I'll tell you this. We beat them in overtime, and after that, the L.A. Rams fell apart. They went on to lose to the Falcons, allowed the Cardinals.
I'm going to cut him off because that just didn't happen
I
at
just
all.
thought he sounded so much like Patrick Mahomes.
A little bit.
Mahomes?
Yeah. I had to help him out. Wasn't close. I mean, it was close. That one was very close. Matt's psyched for the Super Bowl.
Guys, here's the thing. We're going back to the Super Bowl, but more importantly than that, I don't ever want to hear another word about can Sam Darnold win a big game. He just balled out for the best game of his life. And we're going back to the Super Bowl, baby. Let's go!
Love that.
I'm with you. Like, I think Sam has proven it, but what does happen if Sam throws like 5 picks in the Super
Don't worry
Bowl?
about it. Don't even speak that.
You don't think any of this will come back?
Just shut your mouth.
All right. Just checking. DM is sort of in the same boat.
Here's the thing. Long time, first time. Just wanted to say.
Oh my God, we're going Super Sam Darnold, Mike McDonald, love you. Oh my God, we're going Super.
That's good. I like that one. That was funny. Brock, Zach seems to be on the same page as you with when it comes to McVay.
Here's the thing, Brock and Salk. Zach from Portland, longtime listener, also a longtime caller, frequent Here's the Thinger. Haven't been on in a while, so here we go. I'm sick and tired of Sean McVay. He's so whiny. His press conferences are annoying. Oh, well, they accidentally lucked into coverage because they mismatched and dropped everybody. So Kyron William got covered by 2 people. Shut up, Sean. They literally dropped 9 people. Listen to Tom. Watch the all 22. Every single white jersey has a blue jersey on it. So what if some had 2? So what if Stafford's old and has cataracts and can't see open receivers? He wouldn't even have seen them if he had glasses. They were all covered. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of whiny Sean. I'm sick of whiny Matt. I'm sick of whiny Puka Nacua. I hate the Rams. I love the Seahawks. Beat the Pats. Love you. Bye.
Nice.
There was a lot there.
Solid. That is solid. Loving the passion this morning.
Brock, a lot of people are just as excited as they are. How excited we are. As excited as they are about the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little iffy on you and what happened when you went on with Rich Eisen the other day. Did you embarrass us?
I did not, but I emptied the barrel on a
Justin
lot of
seems
stories.
to think so.
Here's the thing. Are we at all surprised that Brock was talking about his own body within the first minute of his recent appearance on the Rich Eisen show? Multiple mentions of washboard abs. Salk. It's getting predictable. We put him on the national spotlight to talk ball, but apparently he mistook the guest appearance for a vintage fitness competition. Honestly, I'm just impressed he lasted 60 seconds before checking his reflection in the camera lens. Brock, maybe try later with the scouting report. Save the physique updates for your mirror and give us a pass rush update instead. You're the best, Brock. Don't ever change. Go Hawks. Justin from Edmonds.
I mean, you could change a little because he's not alone. Adam basically said the same thing.
Here's the thing. I just listened to Brock do an interview on the Rich Eisen show. And not only did he make sure to tell the story about taking his shirt off and how good his abs used to look, but he also swore. Come on, Brock.
What?
Whoa.
I said the D word.
You did?
Beaver Dam.
Oh my gosh, everything okay?
Yeah. It was. I think it was after I told the Tom Moore story because he's like, "Hey, you got a good Peyton story?" I didn't really have a good Peyton. I said no, but since Tom Moore, recently retired, obviously Rich didn't know I was left-handed, and he was like, "Well, yeah, because remember he doesn't practice being bleeped. So you are, as I put 2 and 2 together, basically you're the bleeped."
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much me.
Should we try to get Peyton on? We had Brady on. We've never had Peyton on.
If the Broncos were.
I know. Then it would have really.
Yeah.
But I mean, didn't he did some of the Monday night Peyton broadcasts with the Seahawks this year? You're just afraid I'm going to ask him about his wife's HGH happen.
Let's get to Colin.
All right. Here's Colin.
This is Colin from Tacoma. Here's the thing. Mike had this great message this morning about, bringing everyone together and really having empathy for one another. And I think it's such an important and necessary message right now. Right now, 1220, there are ICU nurses that are doing the best work that they possibly can. There are firefighters out there trying to find a way to impact and improve the life of another person. And at this exact moment, 12:20 in the afternoon, Mike Salk's sitting in a meeting, right? I mean, wow. We all make sacrifices. We all go above and beyond for our work, for our community, for the people that mean the most to us. And today, Mike put it all on the line. He skipped his nap for a meeting. Let's all come together, America. Go Hawks.
Wasn't that big of me? I'm doing it again today for you guys so that we can bring you Leonard Williams.
That's great.
Ugh, I'm already dreading it.
But you said you crawled into bed at 8:30.
I did, but,
You still need a nap?
I don't need one, but I'd like one. Man, I just really value that time. It's a couple hours to myself in my basement. It's nice. I enjoy it. I think I like it so much that if you offered me a different time slot now, I don't even know if I would take it because I love my nap so much.
Yes.
I am a true hero. Thank you, Colin. Let's see what Danny says.
Here's the thing. Brock's video after we won the NFC Championship made it sound like he was a life coach. Next up on the stage, the main event and the reason why you're all here. Brock Huber.
Oh gosh, Brock, you're so amazing. You know so much about sports. We love you.
All right. Together, everyone achieves more. Together, everyone achieves more. It took the offense. Sure did. It took the defense. You bet your bottom dollar. It took the special teams. Amen to that. And it took this madhouse. And to God, there is no question in my mind that this environment and this stadium and these fans were the difference. And you're the difference. Peace. I'm out of here.
Danny.
He's got you pegged.
Wow.
He's pretty good.
Should we finish with Manny? Is this Manny and Maui, Maura?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. We'll let Manny have the last word.
Hey, babe. Hi, sweetie. Hey, little buddy. Hi, Maura. I can't call you anything else or else my wife would kill me. Lyle obviously gets the little buddy because given his track record, I am convinced that he does not know where babies come from yet. Anyways, boys, let's go get that ring. I am pumped up. Do you guys get more than an aloha today? Can I get a chee-hoo? Chee-hoo! Aloha, my brothers.
Aloha, Manny.
I love Manny.
I love Manny.
Lyle, how do you feel about that? It wasn't very nice.
What did we learn about Manny? Manny's a bigger boy, right?
Yeah, I think we determined that, yeah.
I love that.
I still haven't had a chance to go meet him, though, because I was supposed to go to Maui, and then damn Mariners ended up going to the ALCS.
You're supposed to go to Maui, and then the Seahawks go to the Super Bowl.
No, not this one, but sheesh. All right, great job, everybody. You can leave those messages through the Seattle Sports app. If you haven't downloaded that sucker, well, that's on you. And you can just text 866-979-3776. Text app, APP.
You know me.
And they'll send you back a link to download it, and then you can leave us messages like those. All right, Jordan Palmer and 20. Everything you need to know next. You're home for the Super Bowl-bound Seahawks. It is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports on 710.
The first place where Tom Brady weighed in on Bill Belichick's Hall of Fame snub.
I don't understand it.
Seattle Sports with Brock and Salk.
If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's really no coach that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's incredible. There's no coach I'd ever want to play for. I'd rather play for. If I'm picking one coach to go out there to win a Super Bowl, give me one season, I'm taking Bill Belichick.
Watch the full conversation with the 7-time Super Bowl champ on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
Well, just a couple days left here in the month of January, and if your New Year's resolution was to find yourself getting in the best shape of your life and you've fallen a little short this month of January, start the new year in February. And do so by go seeing my friends at Top Fitness. Their stores are celebrating the new year with some incredible deals. Take those resolutions seriously with the best fitness gear there is. Remember, carpenter's only as good as his tools, so you need the best brands like Precor, True, Octane, Inspire, and Hyrox when it comes to the best quality fitness products available. Come in now and check out the deal of all deals on treadmills, that Precor 885 treadmill. They got lease returns. They normally sell new for over $13,000. Could be yours for just $36.99. And here's the cool thing. It includes a full 3-year warranty. The same treadmill sold to health clubs worldwide. And every new treadmill, elliptical, and home gym, they're all on sale. The largest selection of home fitness equipment in the state. and their staff will show you why. It's no secret that everybody, from personal trainers to pro athletes, love their stuff. Go see them in Tukwila, Linwood, or Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for all the info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
We've all been there, sleepless nights, wondering if your business's security service is really protecting what matters. At Bay Alarm, we can put your security insecurities to bed. Our advanced technology and personalized support ensure you can rest easy knowing we're here for you. BayAlarm.com.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQ Bar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder. And our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All three product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now, you can try our epic IQ Bar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQ Bar today.
Get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
Guys, if your energy is low, your strength isn't what it used to be, or your drive feels off, it's not just getting older. For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, you can start with a free T-check, exam, and consultation so you get real answers about your testosterone levels and overall health. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. This isn't guesswork or one-size-fits-all treatment. Revive specializes in personalized, closely monitored testosterone care designed to help men feel stronger, sharper, and more like themselves again. With over 120,000 patients treated since 2011, Revive Men's Health is trusted for results, not hype. If you've been putting this off, now is the time to act. Claim your free T-check and consultation and see if you qualify for 25% off TRT. This month only. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
And the Seahawks are going back to the Super Bowl.
Home of the Seahawks in Super Bowl 60. Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy Shannon O'Kelly from IRG Physical and Hand Therapy. So much more than just physical and hand therapy, though, Shannon. You guys, holy smokes, do you have a lot of specialty care?
Yeah, Brock, we do. You know, obviously our nuts and bolts is good old musculoskeletal, but we have a lot of therapists that do advanced certifications in specialty care. And that's important because we can treat the whole population. We can treat your neighborhood. We can treat your family. And those specialty services range from neurovestibular care to dry needling, sports medicine, hand therapy, pelvic floor, vestibular rehab, lymphedema, you name it, we have that service. Again, we're about taking care of the whole family and the whole family's needs.
Remember, IRG, they're in your neighborhood. I'm talking over 40 locations and new additions in Wallingford and the WAC as well, that Washington Athletic Club. You can find them in person. You can find it online at irgpt.com. That is irgpt.com.
Toyota of Kirkland is celebrating the new year with an inventory sale down on all remaining 2025 inventory. Start the new year with a new car at a great price at Toyota of Kirkland. 2025 RAV4s, Tacomas, Corollas, and more. Visit the incredible showroom and wonderful staff at Toyota of Kirkland to check out one of these 2025 models today. You can book a test drive and head home in that new car the very same day. It's an inventory sale down at Toyota of Kirkland. Visit them in person or shop online at toyotaofkirkland.com.
See your favorite Seattle Mariners up close at the Peoria Sports Complex. Come to sunny and warm Peoria, Arizona to celebrate an AL West championship and the beginning of another great season for your Mariners. Spring training in Peoria has plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures, great food, and the best seats in baseball. It's family fun for fans of all ages. Book your trip today. Support your 2026 Seattle Mariners in Arizona for what promises to be another exciting season. Get your tickets at PeoriaBaseball.com.
need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
It's pretty crazy. Pitchers and catchers reporting, Brock, in like 2.5 weeks, and we're still right embroiled in the middle of Super Bowl prep with the later Super Bowl over the last couple of years. Just an amazing situation. First injury report did come out yesterday. All estimates for both teams because nobody's actually practicing. But Sam Darnold limited. Got to assume he was pretty sore after that game, right?
Yeah.
He got hit a few times. You know, he was probably shot up with a little Toradol. So, yeah. Charles Cross, Jake Bobo, Julian Love, Drake Thomas, they were all limited. I think I was glad to see Drake Thomas limited. He came out of that game, right?
Agreed. And Russell had, it looked like a broken hand. He had like a soft cast on after the game. So I think even he was a limited participant.
But good to see that Robbie Oots was back to being a limited participant, so hopefully he's able to go by Super Bowl time. The one real concern was Ernest Jones. He shows up as a non-participant with a new chest injury. We'll see where that goes. On the other side, New England, Drake May. We've been talking about it for the last couple of days. He's limited with the shoulder. He did talk on WEEI before practice yesterday.
I don't think it's too early to say. I think I'm right now, as I feel, I'm feeling good and looking forward to getting out there and prepping for the Seahawks and prepping to get ready to go.
What is he, 14?
Yeah, and I think his wife is too. They started dating, I think, honestly, legitimately when they were 14.
Was that a year or two ago? And
through high school and through college and married. She's kind of fun, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Girls love her cooking stuff. You know what else was pretty fun? There were, again, these mic'd up NFL films. To me, they're kind of must-see, especially when the stage and the theater gets this good. There was a shot of him on the bench with Joshy Boy, about 6 minutes to go, and this is really cool, man. Just a window in, and Drake's like, Coach, man, this is hard. This is really hard. And I think that was maybe after he had gotten hit, and the weather is just Armageddon, and Denver is pounding him. And McDaniels gave a great answer. He's like, I know. And how great will these 6.5 minutes be to be remembered for the rest of our lives? You know, like just a great, like, what did Tom call Josh McDaniels? Like a brother to him? It was like a big brother to him that had his back. And man, he's played some pretty good football to be this age, and he's not going to win it. Not going to win it. But if he were, he'd be the youngest to ever do it in Super Bowl history.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Well, the guy who did it the most times is Tom Brady. 7 Super Bowls, 10 appearances, just an incredible record. He joined us yesterday. And like everybody, was pretty shocked to find out that Bill Belichick was included in the Hall of Fame. Here's what he told us.
You know, I just think that to me, I don't understand it. I mean, I was with him every day. If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's really no coach that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is completely ridiculous because people deserve it, and he's incredible. There's no coach I'd ever want to play for. I'd rather play for. If I'm picking one coach to go out there to win a Super Bowl, give me one season, I'm taking Bill Belichick. So that's enough said. There's nothing outside of that. You know, again, when it comes down to votes and popularity and all that, like, you know, then welcome to the world of voting, and you may as well go, you know, try out for the Oscars or whatever and get a big panel to tell you if you're good or not.
Did you happen to read what Mike Florio wrote about that? He took our sound and wrote a little bit about it and said that one of the follow-up questions could have been or should have been, well, then why aren't you asking Bill to be the coach of the Raiders? And I just didn't hear it that way. I don't think he is saying this current today version of Bill Belichick is the best coach of all time. He's saying the Bill that he was with in his prime was the best coach of all time. And I don't think that's really up for much dispute.
Hey, Lyle. Are you there, buddy?
I'm sitting right here.
A grouping of whales is called what? A group of whales is called a...
The two guys the Rizzler hangs out with are named what?
A group of wolves is called a...
Wolf pack.
There you go. Pod was the whales. A group of vultures is called a committee. And that's exactly what Tom was talking about. You're supposed to go to the next one. That was knowledge I just dropped.
It really was not worth the...
Moving along.
Juice is not worth the squeeze.
I was going to say, where are we going with this?
Don't worry about it. Just go to the next one.
Move it along.
Juice is not worth the squeeze.
That was deep.
It wasn't.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Kraken hosting the Leafs tonight, Brock. I guess that's really all I got. That's everything you need to know. Did you see some of this, though, the Hall of Fame announcement that they made afterwards? So it says each year the Hall reviews the selection process and the composition of the 50-person selection committee. If it is determined that any members violated the selection process bylaws, they understand action will be taken. The selection of a new class is the most important duty the Hall of Fame oversees each year, and the integrity of that process cannot be in question. Is the integrity of the process in question?
Yeah, I think so.
Because of what? Because of the leaking?
You're not supposed to make those public.
But it sounds like Belichick's the one who made it public. They told him he didn't get in, and at that point, I'm sure out of incredible irritation, anger, and disrespect, he's like, yeah, whatever. I don't care about your bylaws. You didn't vote me into the Hall of Fame in the first time. I'll tell whoever I damn please.
Yeah, I did also hear that some of the new voting kind of protocol led to some of this.
Yes,
the coaches
I saw
are going to
that.
be some of the most screwed in this. That Shanahan is equally kind of screwed in this. He's won multiple Super Bowls. His tree is as extensive as anybody in football. And Mike Shanahan's not in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, that is also ridiculous, and no one says it's not. But this is so bizarrely ridiculous and feels so personal. And your guy, Bill Polian, saying, oh, I remember. No, I don't remember. And now he says he did vote for him, and he went back. Like, oh, my God, what a snake.
If you need the Hall to remind you who you voted for, you shouldn't be voting anymore.
Yeah, that's also a really good point.
Let's see when we're 83, how we're doing.
83? I'm hoping to get to 83, let alone remember. But then take away his vote if he can't, if he can't be bothered to remember who it's going to, especially like his arch rival who he hated throughout all of his career. Come on, that's ridiculous. Jordan Palmer gave us some sound a week or so ago, Brock, that I think we both really latched onto in terms of Sam Darnold and the way he operates, the way his mind works, and the way he prepares. We'll talk to him in much greater detail about it next. Jordan Palmer, his quarterback coach for Sam Darnold, and he will join us next on Brock and Salk.
Wyman and Bob, every afternoon at 2.
It's awesome to see. I can tell you, just being down there, every one of them singing the same tune about the team, and I love these guys. I'm so happy to be here with these guys.
They've built a culture that they care about each other. And so that obviously sounds very corny, but it works. Maybe people will stop texting into our show, Bob, saying it doesn't matter if he's a nice guy or not. Yes, it does, because it's the ultimate team game.
Only on Seattle Sports.
All right, let's think about using February 8th as your cheat day, right? Eastside Weight Loss Clinic's inviting fans, all of you out there, to start between now and then use that day as a little cheat day to celebrate the success you're having so far, and then you get right back to it. People all over our area are going to lose 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 pounds, and they'll do it by baseball's opening day. They'll do it by starting with Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Little 15-minute phone calls all it takes to get started. I did this program. I lost 10 pounds in a week. I lost 35 pounds after 8 weeks, and I did it all without having to take pills or injections or eat any fake food, bland box meals, none of that stuff. It's all delicious recipes with food that you buy at the grocery store, and then a group to offer coaching, support, and accountability. It's a pretty easy to follow plan, and it really does work. Call Eastside Weight Loss Clinic at 425-588-0080. Don't let a 15-minute phone call hold you back. Go to eastsideweightlossklinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there. It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Skagit County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington State who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Drivers who switch their home and auto with Progressive could save money and time. Other things try to do this, but they really don't. Like the touchscreen at fast food places. It's not like you save time because it takes you longer to use a touchscreen than, I don't know, someone who works there. And another thing, you'd think it would save money because they're not paying a cashier, right? But no, same price. Also, why is there an option to tip? Who am I tipping? Exactly. Anyway, even if you can't save money and time with some things, you could with a Progressive home and auto bundle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers, not available in all states or situations.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk
Weekdays 6 to 10.
on Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Pretty cool getting ready for the Super Bowl, Brock. Third time for you, second time for me since we've been here. I know I took that 1 year off. Not ideal timing, unfortunately. But we get ready to head this time to San Francisco, and we will be in the city in San Francisco, not down in Santa Clara, even though that's where the game will be played. Seahawks will practice in San Jose at San Jose State. They will wear their dark uniforms. I guess the Patriots are technically the home team, so they got choice of everything. That's why they're going to be at Stanford, and they chose to wear their white uniforms. So the Seahawks are going to wear blue. My understanding, though, is that they are not allowed to wear throwbacks, which is too bad. I mean, and by the way, it would have been such a good opportunity for the Seahawks and Patriots to wear throwback uniforms for the Super Bowl, both of them. I mean, really surprised that they didn't decide to go down that road. But the Seahawks will have to wear blue. I assume they'll go blue on blue, navy on navy, not navy on gray or white. I don't know. I would assume.
It's been pretty good the last couple weeks.
Yeah,
looks
that navy on navy. I still like the navy on gray, but my guess is they're going to go navy on navy. So that's just a little bit of
looks
information.
Great, by the way. Have you seen
beautiful?
Yes, it's going to be really nice.
Yeah,
really nice.
Yeah, no,
all
it
the way
looks
through
great.
The game time too.
Late, like high 60s. Yep. Really nice down in that in the Bay Area. So we'll be down there. Brock and I apparently are rooming together as you know.
So I got
people in their late 40s do.
Spyglass on Wednesday. I got us a tea time. What's the other one down there? They always play the golf event at. So, yeah, we're going to play Wednesday, Thursday. Cyprus.
We're going to Cyprus?
We're going to play Wednesday and Thursday. I got you.
The Olympic Club?
Yeah, I got you.
You're hooking all that up?
Yeah,
just let me know.
Because I'm sure Super Bowl week, it's probably pretty cheap.
I saw totally reasonable tee times at Harding Park if you want to go.
Okay.
You want to play Harding Park with me?
Probably not.
What? Harding Park was so cool. You can see where Morikawa hit that shot.
Ooh, that's true.
Yeah, it's crazy, too. There's a very niche, and we're just waiting for Jordan Palmer's going to be here in just a moment. But for anybody who knows the shot that I'm talking about when Morikawa drove the green to win the PGA Championship over DJ and Scotty Scheffler, it's an unbelievable shot when you see it. But when you're there and you realize, first of all, how far it is, of course, but also that there are a bunch of trees directly between the tee and the green that he had to wrap that ball around. It is the craziest thing ever. They're shocking.
So they play a different game.
They really do. They really do play a completely different game from what us hacks are doing as we're cruising around the course. But Harding Park is really, really nice. So
yeah, you referenced this last week, and we love the sound from Jordan talking about externally motivated or internally motivated.
Mm-hmm.
And it led to a broad discussion, I think, of this team overall. What are you, by the way? If you were
we talked through that, and I think there's probably a little element of both.
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I think probably for yours truly as well. And I'm sure for everybody. I think there's times in all of our lives and journeys and everything else where, you probably figure out what works best for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit, I think, of what Tom Brady was speaking about yesterday with quarterbacks and development, Kurt Warner as well. Like, hey, man, it takes time, that emotional maturity, that emotional intelligence.
Well,
right?
and he was talking about how he has to figure it out even for like his second and third grade flag football team. I definitely know for Cecily. I mean, with Avery, it's a little not as easy, but with Cecily, she's externally motivated. Like if there are other people, like if you can put her next to someone in a race, she'll be faster than if she's by herself. There's no doubt.
Yep.
And I'm going to guess with your kids, you have to figure that out.
And each of them are different, right? Their wirings are all a little bit different competitively in that way. So, but I do think, and we talked about this with Sam. I do think, and Matt Hasselback referenced it, just that steady nature, right? Not too high, not too low. The emotional maturity and emotional intelligence that has grown over the years. You have said this once, you've said it 100 times. Mike McDonald's not going to lose the Super Bowl because the game's sped up on him.
No.
Sam Darnold is not going to play poorly because the stage is too big for him, or this moment's too big, or he's too wired and he's too emotional and he's too any of that.
I don't see any of that.
Uh-uh.
Well, Jordan Palmer has given us some great insight into this, and as you mentioned, Brock, we really enjoyed that sound from a week or so ago on motivation. He's kind enough to join us again now. Jordan, you were you featured pretty prominently here on the show, this whole idea of internal versus external motivation, and loved your comp of how Josh Allen is motivated very differently from Sam Darnold. But maybe you could give us just a little more. Like where did this come from, and how did you kind of figure it out with Sam?
Well, thanks for having me on, guys. And boy, the world's turned a little bit since I came on after free agency. Huh?
How about that?
Just a little.
Yeah, back in March. Yeah. I don't have too many original thoughts. I plagiarized from a lot of great people that I've been around, and one of those is honestly, I really started getting into the psychological side of helping athletes from a guy who's very connected to the Seattle Seahawks. Trevor Moab, rest in peace, was one of my best friends. I was Russell's performance psychologist when Russ won more games in his first 8 years than anybody. And he did my draft prep. He did Sam's draft prep a long time ago. And I really started learning more about neutral thinking and being able to make things binary for athletes from a psychological perspective, and how we handle the inevitability of success and the inevitability of adversity. And I think you guys are referencing, I did a hit, I don't know if it was Rich or Colin, where that came up. But, I kind of made the point that, like, whatever's motivating you is like, neither is right or wrong. Wrong would be not motivated, right? And so those guys don't usually make it to the NFL. But, yeah, it's really come up there. And I think, honestly, the biggest thing I heard you guys talking about, emotional intelligence with Sam, one of the themes that we've had, and there's a bunch I won't divulge, but, the muscle that got stronger for Sam during the hard times. So basically, the Jets up until leaving Carolina, that window, the muscle that gets stronger when you address adversity head on, when you understand that these hard times can either be the worst thing ever or are a rep of strengthening this muscle. The muscle that you strengthen when dealing with adversity, whether that is off the field, personal, family, health, financial, or playing terrible and being a bum and having the whole entire internet love making fun of you, whatever it is, the muscle that gets stronger when dealing with adversity is the same exact muscle you're going to use when you need to turn off the noise and block out all the hype and the expectations and the noise. And so the muscle that Sam was able to develop and the resilience and all that stuff that came with those hard times is the same one that he's going to use, to block. The one he used, the one he developed blocking out the haters is the same one you're going to use to block out the people that are telling you they're the best thing ever. And so that becomes really prevalent when you've got 2 weeks of hype and buildup and anticipation and expectations and thinking big picture. It's the same muscle you're going to use. And so I think you guys both said the Seahawks are not going to lose because the stage is too big for Sam or because the game sped up on him or because he changed his routine or because this thing altered in him. No, because it's the same exact muscle.
Jordan, what are you most proud of over the course of Sam's development this season as a Seahawk?
I think that, Salk, I don't know you well. Brock, I've known you a long time. Been around a lot of people, right? A lot of quarterbacks come and go, great ones, bad ones, guys who had ups and downs. My list of guys that have not changed at all, the human, like the person, forget the quarterback. My list of guys who have not changed at all, despite becoming multimillionaires, super famous, tons of expectations. My list is so short. I mean, it is hard to make $100 million and not change a little bit and not have your priorities shift a little bit and the way you view the world shift a little bit. The thing that I met Sam when he was 14, and he's got the same connection with his family, the same friends, the same routine. It just hasn't changed. And my brother is one of those guys as well. And honestly, the list after that is really short. And I'm just really proud that none of it. And I think he's going to win the Super Bowl and potentially be the MVP of it. And I don't anticipate anything changing for him. Yeah. And I think that's what I'm most proud of is the man that he has stayed through. I talked to his parents the day after the Rose Bowl, redshirt freshman year. Goes 8-0, Rose Bowl MVP, throws a walk-off game winner. And I said, hey, things are probably never going to be the same. Just heads up, here it comes. There's good and there's bad in this statement, but and his parents and I still talk about that conversation. Things are going to be different now for everybody in the family, for your sister, for your parents, for your best buddy. It's just going to be different now. But Sam isn't different. The circumstances have drastically changed, but he hasn't changed. And it really started about then. And what a roller coaster, right? 2 crazy years in college, 3rd overall pick. And then that slope comes down and he's in mono and he's getting made fun of by the entire internet and the New York media and all this stuff, bouncing around and Carolina. And he just hasn't changed. And I just think it's incredibly and way more impressive than any of the throws he's made this year.
Well, we've talked a lot about the throws he's made this year, and we had Daniel Jeremiah on with us yesterday, and this kind of jumped out to me. Maybe he hasn't changed much as a human, but maybe some of the decision-making has changed on the field over the course of the career, and this one from DJ really jumped out. I'd be curious your reaction.
When you had options, there were some times where he's rolling left, and Sam's got, he's actually incredibly gifted, as we saw in the last round, and we saw it in this one, even just rolling to his left, and he can really accurately kind of get his hips turned and deliver the ball. But there's levels, and you're looking at it going, okay, he's got a shot at the 3rd level. It's a narrow window, but I've seen Sam make that type of throw. And then even the intermediate route is okay, that's that's a greater than 50% chance he can make that throw. And then immediately he was like, I'm just going to take it. I'm going to take the layup on this first level, and we're just going to keep moving the ball down the field. It was just a maturity that he was playing with that stood out to me.
Is that an area where he has grown?
100%. I know exactly what play he's talking about. It's naked left, and he's got A.J. Barner in the flat. And then I don't know if it was Cooper or Rashid on an over route coming, and he's rolling left. And he might have an opportunity at it. And honestly, I think he can make that throw 10 out of 10 times. And he kind of pumps, and then he goes back late to AJ, and it was 1st and 10, and AJ gets 9 yards. Yep. And it's like early in the game and all that. Like, no, give it to AJ. He's got 9 yards right here. 2nd and 1. Here we go. And now I will say this. That comes from playing a lot. It comes from great coaching. It comes from, you sit behind Brock Purdy for a year. It comes from being around other guys. Watching a lot of guys in the offseason. I have guys do studies in the offseason of other players. But it also comes from confidence in your defense, confidence in your special teams, confidence in your play calling. Those are things that he did not have early on when Le'Veon Bell was the best offensive weapon they had. You know what I mean? Or Robbie Chosen was the best receiver on the team. Like, that's just not available to you when you actually do have to make a bunch of plays to be competitive. And so I think it's a testament of all of those things. And, Sam is an annual client. We work year-round. I do videos every single week for him, as is Joe Burrow. And Burrow, I had a throwing session years ago. It was after Caleb won the Heisman, and it was me, Burrow, and Caleb throwing. And, when I have an older veteran guy throw with a younger guy, I queue up, and let's get some Q&A going at the end. And I remember Caleb asking Joe a bunch of questions. It was a great conversation. And one of the things he had asked is something along the lines of what's different about winning in college versus winning in the league. And Joe said something that I'm willing to say on the air, and I say to young quarterbacks all the time. Joe said, in the NFL, when two good teams are playing, it's going to come down to the last 3 to 5 minutes. You cannot win the game in the first half, but you can lose it. Mm-hmm. And that is super profound to me. Just the understanding that I cannot win the game in the first half. If we go up 21-0, we still have to play a second half. So I cannot win the game in the first half, but I can lose it. I can make enough bad plays in the first half where we actually cannot come back. No. And these games come down to the last couple of minutes. And boy, has that rung true for the Seahawks most of the last few weeks, right? With a couple of exceptions here and there.
So when we chatted, Jordan, in March, and you referenced that after the signing and the move, and you had a vision because you had so much more background than anybody else did with Sam. You knew that it wasn't an aberration, what he did in Minnesota to win 14 games and everything. But as we sat there, if you could reflect back to March, even in your positivity and optimism, did you think that we would be chatting January 29th, getting ready for a Super Bowl with a 16-3 Seattle Seahawks team?
I didn't really think about the outcome like Super Bowl. I've been very centric to my clients. I have a lot of clients, so what I don't know is everything that's happening with the rest of the roster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Sam, I'm not sitting here going, ooh, they got a really good 3 technique in the 3rd round of the draft. You know what I mean? So I don't have context for how the team is going to be, and I know how difficult it is to win 14 games with a quarterback on a new team. Now we're talking about 17, 18 wins this year, right?
Yep.
So, So I wasn't thinking Super Bowl, but not because I didn't think it was possible. But what I did think, and I think is true right now, and you can score this however you want, statistically speaking or anything, I like to give my clients a line, where I kind of repeat that over and over again. And really for this year, it's been, and I just weave it into my videos, I weave it into conversations, and it's a reinforcement. I want you to hear it 100 times, but it's just been best player in the world. And I did think that was on the table. I did think it was on the table for Sam to, at the end of the year, everyone go, whether he wins MVP or not, best player in the world. So there's kind of 2 ways to do it. You win the individual award, the MVP, or you win the Super Bowl. Because the MVP would swap that trophy out real quick, 100 times out of 100, right? I'll give you my MVP trophy for a Super Bowl, right? And I think that's what's on the table. And now, let it all the dust settle, and because MVP is an award that's voted on, right? Super Bowl is not voted on. MVP is voted on. And we've had guys where the MVP didn't throw as many touchdowns as this guy, or he threw more picks than that guy and less yards than that guy, right? And so it's pretty subjective. The Super Bowl is objective. Best team wins. And so, I thought that was on the table because I thought he was in the mix last year. I thought he was one of the top 3 players in the league at his position last year. And knowing the situation that he was going into, I honestly knew more about the Minnesota situation he was stepping into than I did Seattle because I wasn't sure how Cooper Kupp was going to be. I don't think anybody saw this out of JSN. I think we all thought he'd have a great year. And then AJ stepping up and all the things, right? And the rookie left guard is really good. Those are all things you don't know going into the season.
How do you think the fit has
been? I think Sam's one of the best players in the world.
How do you think the fit's been with Clint Kubiak?
I mean, as good as it gets. If you just look at some of those throws, like the internet is looking at some of the throws that Sam made, right? The throw to Jake Bobo, right, for the touchdown. Like that is the perfect play call versus when they rotate like that. They bring the corner, the safety on the right's now playing corner, and the corner on the left is now running away at safety, and we're going to nod to the corner to continue him on that path, and then, run Bobo off of it, who they are not thinking stop Jake Bobo in that moment, right? They're thinking stop this guy, and this guy. Mm-hmm. Like, that's not just a great play call and execution. That's great, choice of who's running what, right? So I just think, and Sam thinks about the game that way, right? He's been around Shanahan. He's been around O'Connell. He's been around some of these guys. And I can drop a bunch of them. I mean, Sam hit JSN on a seam to the left. It was like a nod to the corner. And then, they showed cover 1 pre-snap. And then he turns his back to the defense to run play action. And Kenneth Walker goes and blocks the corner. And they get to Tampa 2. And it's just the perfect play call. And that is the guy. You do want to throw that one to JSN, And Mike, Sam looks the Mike linebacker off, coming off of his fake. That flips the linebacker's hips. And Sam, one hitch, rips the ball 42 yards in the air and hits Jax in the throat. And it's just, like the Kubiak, I mean, they have the personnel dialed. They have the shifts and motions dialed. They have the quarterback seeing it, I would assume, exactly the way that the coordinator saw it. So it really is one of those perfect fit situations.
Hey, last couple minutes here. Thread Performance. You sent me the link. Really, really cool. Not only all the work you're doing with quarterbacks of all ages, but you can check out Thread Performance, a nutrition line for up-and-coming athletes. I love that. It looks like protein shakes and supplements for, puberty and kind of junior high and high school level kids?
Yeah. I've worked with a lot of younger guys over the years, too, and one of the questions I'd always get is, what should I feed my kid? And Brock, you got some young ballers, right? What should I feed my kid? What do they need? And most kids get to middle school and high school and they take whatever their dad takes. And I was shocked to find out there wasn't a company actually making products for athletes going through puberty specifically designed for what's happening in their bodies. And I have a different business background, and we launched it, and we're about a year and a half in. It's been a rocket ship.
Awesome, man.
And it's subscription-based business, and exactly what their bodies need when they're going through puberty and when they're there's also the element of the school and being able to focus and sustain energy and focus over time. So we've got a bunch of different products. And
how about any testosterone for
awesome. And my partner runs that. What's that?
Oh, Salk's looking for testosterone.
That is not true. You like to say these things. That's ridiculous. I'm just a punching bag here.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Just a punching bag.
Last thing, Jordan, last thing. How do you see this game? I know we're 10 days out. A lot can happen between now and then. Who's available? What's up with Drake's shoulder? Yada, yada, yada. Just as you kind of cast a vision, 10 days from now down in Santa Clara, how do you see this thing playing out?
I think it's going to look closer to the San Fran game than it is the Rams game. I don't anticipate a shootout. I do not. I don't think New England's offense has seen anything like the Seahawks defense. And they've had some weather, and I know Houston's good, but in those elements, it's just tougher. And so in nice weather, even playing field, I think Seattle's defense just might overwhelm New England. And I think Seattle offense has the ability to win off being efficient and smart, making plays when they're needed to. And there's just such a level of selflessness by the skill positions on offense. Jax, you're not having guys sitting here going, I gotta be MVP of this game. Quarterback, Jax, Coop, Rashid, Kenneth is going to have a big workload. But I think this game is probably more about what can New England do on offense against Seattle's defense than it is about how many points can the Seahawks score. And I just think Seattle can win anyway, and I like the Hawks.
I agree with all that, by the way. Totally 100% agree. I did just want to let you know, I appreciate Joe Burrow's sentiment on, when you can win and lose a game. But here in Seattle, we've actually kind of known this for a while. This has been kind of a mantra.
Can you win the game in the first quarter? No! Can you win the game? Hell no! No! Can you win the game in the third quarter? Can you win a game in the fourth quarter?
Pete Carroll kind of let us know, and even Bruce Irvin, who was jumping in a little early a couple times there, even Bruce eventually learned when you can and can't win a game in the first, second, third, and fourth quarter.
Good. So good.
Yeah, then that really affects your decisions, right? Can I hit this over route? Because we were talking about that earlier, right? The example I gave going from AJ, then peeking at the over route, and then going back to AJ. I've been saying for years, I think Sam is the best off-platform thrower in the league. You go back to some just superstar plays he made early on, even when his stats weren't good, some of the plays he made. And a lot of it, one of the things that he's really worked on the last year or two is there's not really a reason to not get a lot of depth on naked or when leaving the pocket. And what that does, and the example I use, like Brock, think about it. A lot of guys do a naked fake or they leave the pocket on a drop back, and they kind of go right to the sideline.
Right.
And so I use this analogy. I go, if I'm going on fast break basketball, and Sam's a hooper, obviously, so this makes sense to hoopers. If it's me versus Brock, and I'm going down the court, or it's me and Salk versus Brock going down the court, our opportunities for a high percentage shot go up. But if it's me and Salk and my other buddy going down on Brock, right down, fast break basketball, it's 3-on-1, just the probabilities go up, right?
Yep.
And so I can still miss and I can still airball, but the probabilities go up. There's more options. I can pass, he can pass back. I can pass, he can shoot, right? And so getting depth out of the pocket, not just for alignment purposes, and particularly to the left. And I think Seattle, I don't know, but I think they roll the quarterback left more than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
There's teams, Brock, I don't know about you, but I played on teams where we don't run naked left in the league. They don't want to have the quarterback go left. And so, but the depth early, if you were to really study it, you'd go, wow, no, even if he's under pressure, when he leaves right or left out of the pocket, first thing he does, those first 3 or 4 steps, is getting depth. Because now I've got the pump fake, I can throw, I can pump fake and run, I can set up. And he's had 2 or 3 where he's rolled left, set up, and made a big-time throw. And the one-hander to Jax last week. I mean, that's all stuff you build in the off-season, and then you remind it out during the season. And so for me, my role is I'm breaking down every single game. I have a golf simulator. I shoot it. And with my clients, we're basically picking out very specific things that we worked on all off-season. And then making sure that when it's showing up in the game and you're doing it right, I'm going to reinforce it every single time. Sam has not really taken his left hand off the ball when he's in conflict unless he's tucking it in his right and using his left hand. Well, coming out of college, Sam was a fumbler. He had 10 at SCs last year. Through his first 3 or 4 years in the league, he led the NFL in fumbles. In 2 seasons, he has not, I call it inappropriately taken your left hand off the ball in conflict in 2 years. Well, you build that in the offseason by how you would create the first movement. If you lean and false step, you're going to take your left hand off the ball to start running. That's where fumbles happen. And so, sack, fumble, throwing is different. But taking your left hand off the ball because of how you're initiating your first movement is solvable if you're willing to do simple and boring movements all offseason for the opportunity to be 2 seasons in a row without taking your left hand off the ball. So every single week when he's in conflict and has 2 hands on the ball, I'm showing it. Continue to give visuals of it. And, it doesn't win you games, but it prevents you from losing them.
Well, this is great. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate all your time today. And
I thought you were going to play the G. Scott Greatest in the World.
We've had
that
enough.
too.
No,
Jordan
we're done
nails
with all that.
both
No more sound. Jordan, thank you very much. We appreciate it, and thanks for helping Sam because it's working out pretty well for us here in Seattle. And hopefully, we'll talk to you again after this game ends the way we all want it to. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jordan.
I got one more game and all that, but this is just the start. I mean, you think about last year, what was he doing in March when he signed with the Seahawks? The conversations he was having with his teammates. He was having conversations about, what is this formation called? What is this motion called? How you doing? My name's Sam. Fast forward to this coming March. What are they going to be talking about on offense? So this is the beginning. I mean, it is so difficult in year one to do what they're doing. There's so much to build on.
All right, we got to run. Thank you, Jordan. There's Jordan Palmer himself and Brock. We're going to. So we said we would do this every day this week. Go through something that we really love about the Seahawks team. But when I tried to back this one up, I was really kind of shocked by the results. I'm going to need your help with this one next on Brock and Salk.
Holy smokes! For 40 years, he's been part of the soundtrack of summer across the Pacific Northwest.
The Griffeys with back-to-back home runs!
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports, congratulates Rick Riz.
Everybody scores!
Season 41 may be his last, but it promises to be one to remember.
Riz, the smoothest voice in the game. He deserves to go out on top.
Don't miss a minute of Rick Riz calling Mariners baseball on Seattle Sports.
I'm Chris Davis, former King County prosecutor and founder of the Davis Law Group in Seattle. If you've been injured in a crash caused by impaired or drunk drivers, there are special considerations that need to be taken to protect your legal rights. Davis Law Group's team of investigators and lawyers know how to properly investigate DUI crashes and identify all parties who might be legally responsible for your injuries and damages. Call Davis Law Group at 206-888-8888 or get my free book at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Bull riding is not just a sport, it's a gamble of guts and glory. Nothing else compares. It's Busch Light PBR Everett at Angel of the Winds Arena, February 13th and 14th. Ready to be cowboy? Get your tickets at Ticketmaster. It's bull time.
To me, the LJ way is to provide an experience that people really enjoy being a part of.
Lee Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
By texting 64000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQ Bar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder. And our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All three product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now, you can try our epic IQ Bar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients, amazing taste, and superior brain and body nutrition. Try IQ Bar today.
Get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. Text IQ Bar to 64,000 to get this exclusive radio offer. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, it's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
Guys, low energy, low drive, or strength not what it used to be? For many men, it's low testosterone. At Revive Men's Health Washington, start with a free T-check exam and consultation to get real answers. And this month only, qualified patients may receive 25% off testosterone replacement therapy. Call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com. Terms apply. Must medically qualify.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
This year's tax changes. Better not get caught snoozing. Miss one deduction, lose thousands. Not amusing.
Big tax changes can mean bigger refunds at Jackson Hewitt. And right now, get $100 just to try us.
Don't worry, tax filers. If money is tight, get $100 from Jackson Hewitt, so you'll sleep better at night.
Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Luxury has arrived. It's Mike Salk here, and the all-new Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel is now open, featuring a destination spa, the expanded non-smoking space, and breathtaking views of the Cascades. You can catch every game at Hawks Peak, over 66 televisions, plus that 2,000-seat entertainment venue, and exciting new dining options. Effortless style, the utmost in relaxation. You can book now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest is now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to skew you on minute.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now, here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
All right, I need your help with this today, Brock. Each day, we've been doing it at 8, but here's the thing. So just kind of starting a sentence or starting a paragraph with one of my favorite things about the Seahawks team is, because there's a lot of them. I mean, that we've really, I think, just come to enjoy this group so much. And excited to talk after the show today to Leonard Williams, who's been my favorite player of this group. And we'll air that. I don't know if it's going to end up being tomorrow or maybe even more likely early next week. But, just
Mike Tirico tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I know, right? So trying to make everything kind of work out. So anyway, and then what? G tomorrow, right? So, busy day. In any event, I went through mine and I made this statement, and my statement was one of my favorite things about the Seahawks team is that they run and hit so well. They don't allow extra yards after the catch. They don't miss tackles, right? I mean, I feel like we've said that I don't know how many times. So I was like, okay, well, that's not good enough. You can't just state that. You got to go and find something to back it up.
The numbers.
Right. I figured the Sound Hound would have something for me, and then I would go look at the numbers. So I go to the numbers and I go to Pro Football Reference, and apparently that's not true at all. So I need your help, huh? Help me with this.
Yes.
The Seahawks have given up the second most yards after the catch of any team in the league. Only Cincinnati was worse. Does that feel right?
That doesn't smell right.
All right, well, that's what it says. That's what I found. They have, according to the same site, missed 110 tackles, which is 10th most in the league. Can those things possibly be true?
I'm going to go back. Give me just a second here. I'm efforting real quickly. Because Brady and I had this conversation a couple weeks ago, I think leading up to the 49er game. I wanted to go back and see. Now, I was surprised at how high the numbers were. Let's see. If you just count the regular season, it's 116.2 yards after catch. So this is an ESPN database, and I'm going to trust that one just a little bit more. But, yeah, that was the 9th most in the league. So, like, 23rd in the league. And 5.3, which was also the 13th highest. Now, there's some big outliers. They allowed 216 yards after catch to the Rams in Week 16, 200 to the Buccaneers in that game. So you have a couple games that really threw that thing out of whack because you had a lot of games on the other side of it. So I guess when you kind of blend those that were on one side of it on the extreme and blend those on the other side, it leaves you in an area that, you're right, it's a little bit surprising. I would also say this. What do the Seahawks play a lot of? A lot of zone, a lot of shell coverage, a lot of disguise, a lot of, we'll let you throw it underneath and gain 4 yards, and then we whack you. We'll let you throw it. We'll put you behind the sticks with our pressures and our tackles for loss. And guess what? You're going to throw it underneath, and you're going to gain 6, 7, 8 yards, but you're not moving the chains. So there is a fair amount of throws underneath, and you give some of that up, Salk, because why? Because you don't want to give up the explosives.
Right.
And then
then are you surprised by the missed tackle numbers?
Yes and no. I think once again, Tampa was atrocious.
Right. So you have like a couple of games.
I want to say that was like in the 20s. Remember?
But just it is.
Mike was with that one.
It is funny when you look at the teams who had more missed tackles. It's not a group you want to be with.
No.
Right?
No.
In descending order from the worst down: Cincinnati, Washington, Pittsburgh, Indy, Vegas, the Jets, the Cardinals, the Cowboys, the Dolphins. That's like a who's who of some of the worst teams in the league.
Mm-hmm. And that one does. And that one is a little surprising.
And at the top of that list was the Patriots, actually the fewest missed tackles all year, 71. The Chiefs, 75. The Lions, and then the Bills. The Giants are up there, but the Rams, the Broncos, it does feel like that is a real outlier to see the Seahawks where they are with 110.
And I think old Johnny Schneider would tell you, Salky, that the last time these two teams tangled, everybody else gets caught up in all sorts of individual plays. He got up in he was interested because he had to give the report to Paul Allen. He would tell you that one of the main reasons they lost that game and that comeback that Tom Brady led and everything else wasn't just about one play to Malcolm Butler. It was about a lot of blows and yards after catch.
Yeah.
I believe more in that Super Bowl than they gave up in any game that entire season.
So even if I take what you're saying, Brock, that let's call it those two games against the Rams and Bucks were
both Rams games and the Bucks game
were bad for yards after catch.
Yes.
Okay, so how many extra do you think could have been like an extra 600? 200 per game beyond what should have been expected?
Well, again, I'll go back to Brady's of what their average was versus what those games were. Those games were 216.
Okay.
198, and I bet you this last Rams game was probably well over 200 again. And
but this isn't this is just regular season though. This is just regular season. So take that out.
Their average is 114. It's about 100 yards.
Okay, so that's only an additional 200 yards. Let's say I take 200 yards off their total, which was 2184. It gets them into the high 1900s. It still puts them like 10th, 11th worst in the league. That's bizarre.
One last little tidbit, and maybe the text toy is hitting you on this. Let's also remember, Salk, in a league that should have a lot of close games, the Seahawks blew the freaking doors off of half of a dozen.
Yeah.
So the old Cam Moore, the Saints, these games that were so out of hand, just throw it. Go ahead. Throw it underneath. Go ahead. Throw it underneath. Seriously, there was not a season that we have ever seen here in Seattle with this many blowouts, and the point differential speaks to that. So I think that also plays a role in those
good. This is what I wanted to hear. Thank you, because I really do feel like my eyes have told me that this team dominates in those two ways. You can't really, you throw underneath and then they come up and they pop you and you don't escape and they take away space and they're suffocating. So thank you for making me feel better about that, because that's really how I've come to know this team. All right, there is so much to get to, Brock, and we still just don't even have enough time to do it all. Stick around. We'll give you everything you need to know next. We'll figure out what's going on with the injury report and whether or not there's cause for concern, and then a whole lot more to come. Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710. Your home for the Super Bowl bound Seahawks. That's right. Seattle Sports on 710.
Doubted.
More questions about Sam Darnold.
Underestimated.
I would say 10-7.
Questioned at every turn.
The question mark on this team is the offensive line.
Well, I think it was a swing and a miss week one.
They're trying to find exactly who they are and what they are.
We did not care. It's about us. It's always been about us and what we do. And now we're going to the Super Bowl.
The only place you'll hear Steve Rabel call the Seahawks and Patriots in Super Bowl 60 is on the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Hey, Brock Uribe here for my friends over at People Come First. PCF Construction Group. People come first, and you truly do. So if you're tired of grilling in the cold and the rain every winter in the Pacific Northwest, well, with a patio cover, a heater, and fireplace from PCF like they built for us, you could enjoy your outdoor deck or patio all year long, staying warm and dry even in the winter months. And right now, you can take advantage of off-season savings through February 15th, so a couple more weeks, and get up to 10% off your entire project, plus 12 months with no payments and no interest. Most people, you don't consider building a deck in the winter. But if you want yours ready by next spring and summer, then you got to contact PCF right now to start the planning process. Spend the winter dreaming and designing your project so you're ready to build by the spring, because remember, planning and permits take a little time. So get started right now. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all of the offer details, including 10% off right now at PCFgroup.com. That's PCFgroup.com.
Get ready for a winter of winning with $125,000 in cold hard cash. Win your share of this spectacular polar payout every Saturday in January with hourly drawings starting at 6 p.m. The fun snowballs from there into a guaranteed 10 grand giveaway at midnight. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you. Your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. We'll take total care of you. First, come browse all the beautiful settings in our cases. Take your time and try on as many as you want. You'll know when you put your ring on. Your heart will skip a beat. Now, onto your center stone. We can look at different diamond shapes and sizes until we find the perfect match. Come visit us in store, because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Gear up for the big game at Simply Seattle. Shop official Seahawks playoffs gear and custom Simply original designs. Shop in-store or online and enter to win a $1,000 shopping spree now at simplyseattle.com.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there. It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
See your favorite Seattle Mariners up close at the Peoria Sports Complex. Come to sunny and warm Peoria, Arizona to celebrate an AL West championship and the beginning of another great season for your Mariners. Spring training in Peoria has plenty of sunshine, warm temperatures, great food, and the best seats in baseball. It's family fun for fans of all ages. Book your trip today. Support your 2026 Seattle Mariners in Arizona for what promises to be another exciting season. Get your tickets at PeoriaBaseball.com.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community. Not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, as the injury report came out yesterday, Brock, and they'll continue to have these here over the course of the next week or so heading into the Super Bowl, I don't think there's an awful lot of concern. I was not bothered by Sam Darnold being limited, not bothered by Charles Cross, Jake Bobo, Julian Love, Drake Thomas. If anything, the Thomas one I thought was good news after he left that game and Tyrese Knight was in there for a while. The only real concern, I guess, is Ernest Jones, who shows up as a non-participant yesterday with a chest injury.
Yep, no work yesterday, off yesterday, back in the building today. And, now you kind of, spent Sunday night celebrating. We did not care. You spent Monday kind of, I think, still celebrating that effort and all the positive plays of that game, Salk. And then, the coaches really get to work Tuesday and yesterday. And then when the boys come in today, it's prep now for New England. And so we'll get, I think, a little bit more detailed injury report because they'll actually be on the field today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, find out a little bit more of what's really going on.
Yeah, we'll get a little better feel. But, yeah, this is not like, again, that Super Bowl from a couple years ago where you had Sherm dislocating his elbow, Earl tearing his labrum, Cam, practice week with a knee injury. Like,
yeah, it doesn't look like that, thankfully, at least not right now. And then, they're dealing with the Drake May thing and I tend to kind of be with what we heard from Jordan Palmer. I think the Seahawks are just going to be a lot better than this Patriots team, and especially the Seahawks defense that I think can just put a hurting on that Patriots offense. But their D has been pretty good. Brian Walters on yesterday, I think with Bump and Stacy said the same thing.
I think the offense and Drake May gets a lot of their headlines. And to me, it's almost a reversal of the Seahawks, right? The Seahawks defense gets all the headlines, and you don't talk about this offense very much, where I think it's almost like the opposite for the Patriots, where I feel like the defense deserves a lot of credit. And they're good. They're a really good defense, a top 5 defense in the league. You look at what they've done in the playoffs so far, and I know that there has been weather situations that have helped them. Makes it easier on defenses because it makes offenses struggle, especially last week against the Broncos with the whole whiteout in the second half. But this defense is good. I mean, it is really good, and it'll be a challenge.
I'll tell you this too, Salk, and we know this from previous Super Bowls, that you do have more buildup, and you have all eyes on this game and all of the attention in every sports show and Sports Center and everything builds all this up, and that New England defense will have a gigantic boulder on their shoulder because they have some excellent players who have done some amazing work this year, and they are going to come into this game with their hair on fire like, oh, you think that Seattle D's that good? Oh, you think it's all about them? Yeah, they've got some dudes that can change the game as well. And they have in the playoffs. They have been phenomenal, especially in this run to the Super Bowl.
And it looks like Clint Kubiak is having interviews this week, by the way. A busy week. He is a strong candidate, maybe even the leading candidate, according to Jeremy Fowler, for both Arizona and Vegas. And because he had already interviewed in both places, he's allowed to do so again.
Saturday.
But then that ends this week.
Correct. Yeah, he'll meet with them Saturday. I don't know, man. If you're and again, this is his choice.
Arizona, that's absurd. Arizona. But if he goes to Vegas, would you be that surprised with the number 1 overall pick and a chance to go work with that?
I don't know. You talk about ownership and the importance of alignment, and you can look for decades now at people that have gone in there and crashed and burned. And I know it's different now with Tom. And
you have to imagine with Tom Brady and the number 1 overall pick, that's not a bad job. Might not be an ideal job, but it's a whole lot better than the Arizona game.
You're going to deal with Harbaugh and Peyton and Reed.
Yeah,
and
I get
West and Mahomes and Herbert and Nix.
But you're going to have the number 1 overall pick, young quarterback on the way up.
He needs a lot of help around.
All right.
Yeah.
It's got Ashton Jeanty. It's fine.
Here's the second thing
It's going to have Ashton Jeanty, Brock. It's okay.
That is true.
It's totally totally true.
But you don't want that job.
All right, this will be the last time we go through this, but Tom Brady did make big news with us yesterday, and it was fun seeing our names, or something close to my name, all over the country yesterday. I did see ESPN legitimately put up Brock and Salt. Thank you. That's really nice. It's a K, not a T. Like Dr. Jonas, no biggie. Don't worry about him. Just, cured polio, no biggie.
Great uncle.
Huh? That's like it's like he's like a father to me, Brock. He's like a father to me. Here's what Brady said about Belichick not going into the Hall of Fame.
I just think that to me, I don't understand it. I mean, I was with them every day. If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's really no coach that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer, which is completely ridiculous because people deserve it, and he's incredible. There's no coach I'd ever want to play. I'd rather play for. If I'm picking one coach to go out there to win a Super Bowl, give me one season, I'm taking Bill Belichick. So that's enough said. There's nothing outside of that. Again, when it comes down to votes and popularity and all that, then welcome to the world of voting, and you may as well go, try out for the Oscars or whatever and get a big panel to tell you if you're good or not.
I like that, but I actually thought his where he went after that was the part that probably made the most news. I thought this was actually a little bit more telling.
It's the way it works, and unfortunately, he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. In the end, I'm not worried about that. And a lot of times in life, for all of us, things don't happen exactly how you want them on your timeline, but we'll all be there to celebrate him when it does happen. And he's going to have a huge turnout from so many players, coaches that appreciated everything that he did and the commitment that he made to winning and the impact that he had on all our lives. And that'll be a great celebration when it happens.
And Jordan's co-ed cheerleading team, I'm sure they'll be out there doing their thing as well.
Why are you going to go there? Why are you going to do that? That's not right. That's just not right.
Seriously.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Go.
Stop.
Go.
Stop it.
Go.
That's just not right. I can't believe you. Kraken will host the Leafs tonight, Brock. They're like a huge group of teams all clustered in together. Kraken, Ducks, Sharks. They're like all Flames aren't too far behind, so every win matters right now for this team.
Give me an I. Give me an L.
It's everything you need to know. Quarter past every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. I can't even. There's no living with you.
Hey, Lau.
Uh-huh.
Question for you, Lau. Salk's Jonas Salk, like a father to him, as he said, is famous for. You familiar with Jonas Salk at all?
No,
don't worry about it. You just gave it away. Salk, he just gave it away. He didn't have to just give it away.
No.
You and your family and
you could be very wealthy.
Could have been taken care
Jonas
of
Salk, Lyle, cured polio. He invented the vaccine for polio, which
vaccine.
Was a huge problem. Do you know which U.S. president suffered from polio? The FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and why he was wheelchair bound late in his life, and he cured polio, but he gave it away. And then if you're down in San Diego, you'll see the Salk Institute down there. Very exciting by UC San Diego.
Is there anything, Lyle, that after the show, when some of this is shared, that you do go back to YouTube and kind of search it up and learn through the channels that you like to learn on YouTube?
If there's something that you guys really get on me about, maybe I'll spend 30 seconds looking on YouTube.
Did you end up looking up the Pinkerton cars or Alan Pinkerton?
No.
Yeah.
No, that's
not yet, but I did find there's a YouTube short on it. So I was like, oh, good. Rather than spending 4 months in a class, you can just learn it in 60 seconds.
What about Freud?
That Freud dude.
Once your dad told you that it actually was relevant and we weren't just making that up, did you look it up?
I think I found a couple YouTube shorts on that
good.
too.
I got a text from someone yesterday. He said, guys, you're the lead video on the ESPN homepage. I think that Pinkerton reference really put you over the top. Or maybe it was Tom Brady. Or maybe it was the Plato stuff. It's really hard to say. We got some good national stuff to dig into next. Everyone's talking about the Seahawks. It's so fun. We never get this. Usually we have to beg someone to come on and talk about the Seahawks. Now we can't beat them away with a stick. And Morris cut it all. So we'll dig in next on Brock and Salk.
The first place where Tom Brady weighed in on Bill Belichick's Hall of Fame snub.
I don't understand it.
Seattle Sports with Brock and Salk.
If he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, there's really no coach that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's incredible. There's no coach I'd ever want to play for. I'd rather play for. If I'm picking one coach to go out there to win a Super Bowl. Give me one season. I'm taking Bill Belichick.
Watch the full conversation with a 7-time Super Bowl champ on the Seattle Sports YouTube channel.
All right, do you know what you're doing next weekend? How about Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel? The hotel is open. It's beautiful. And if you're looking for a spot to watch the game, yeah, you can catch every game at Hawks Peak. More than 66 televisions, the whole heated outdoor deck, and all the fun that comes from watching a big game at a place like Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. And then stay the night, the utmost in relaxation with effortless style. Book a room now at snocasino.com. Seattle's closest, it's now Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today. Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Do you like helping others? Become a Shiva volunteer. In Skagit County, join the hundreds of volunteers across Washington State who help over 90,000 people each year with their Medicare options and questions. You don't have to know Medicare. We'll teach you. And if you're bilingual, even better. For more information and how to apply, call Shiva at 1-800-562-6900 or go to insurance.wa.gov.
Sponsored by the Office of the Insurance Commissioner and aired by the Washington State Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Home of the NFC Champion Seahawks.
We're going to the Super Bowl.
Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Did you know in Washington State, you can see a physical therapist without a referral from your doctor? That's right. Thanks to Direct Access, you can skip the wait and get the care you need right away. Shannon O'Kelly, how has Direct Access changed the game?
Direct Access for us, Brock, is a game changer. Why? Is because there is so much research and data out there that says if you get in early when you have a musculoskeletal problem or an injury, the earlier you get in and we can start care, the better outcomes and the decreased downstream cost, okay? So it's so important. Our providers are all doctors of physical therapy. They're all trained to identify situations and problems. They've got the skill, they've got the talent, they've got the knowledge. If you get in and start therapy early, we're going to get you back to activity, pain-free, and moving and having fun.
Fast, easy, effective. Direct Access is your path to better movement, starting with a single step. Visit irgpt.com to schedule your appointment today. irgpt.com.
You know, this is one of those topics that no one really wants to think about, but if you're a parent, a homeowner, married, or helping take care of aging parents, It's something that honestly deserves a little attention. I'm talking about estate planning. And before you tune out thinking it's complicated or expensive, that's actually why I want to mention Trust and Will. Trust and Will makes estate planning feel way less intimidating than it sounds. They offer modern, attorney-designed wills and trusts that you can create online. And the process is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, you can create a will in as little as 30 minutes. That includes things like guardianship for your kids or pets, how your assets are distributed, and even healthcare directives. Don't wait until it's too late. Protect your loved ones with Trust and Will, the most trusted name in online estate planning. Go to trustandwill.com/game to get 20% off. That's trustandwill.com/game for 20% off. trustandwill.com/GAME.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
We were talking about that early, Brock, before you jumped on, about how at the very end, Brady is kind of like, all right, guys, this was fun, and, I'll talk, I'll see you around. Cause he's not going to do this ever again. It's definitely an element.
Not ever again. He'll do it next year when he's got a Seahawks game.
I don't know. I got the sense that was not the case. Like, maybe if they make the Super Bowl again, but other than that, that's not the direction this is going to go.
I was texting with him afterwards.
Oh, yeah?
Come on, babe.
All
I
right.
think he's fine.
Good. Well, I didn't. Not that it wasn't fine, just that, he's not going to do a lot more local radio, so. Anyway, everyone is talking about the Seahawks. It's not just Tom. This is the great time where you kind of get the opportunity to hear from everybody. Everybody is weighing in on your team, which is so cool. And there's actually some respect being given. There are people who don't believe that this is going to be like the world's greatest, most exciting, highest rated Super Bowl. But Marcus Spears was on with Rich Eisen yesterday, and he likes it.
And then you go on the other side with Seattle. Mike McDonald, phenomenal job as a defense coordinator with the Baltimore Ravens, gets hired. Sam Darnold comes over. This Seattle Seahawks team is still the reason why we keep talking about the Legion of Boom, because the truth is they are led by their defense. And it's very eerily similar to what they've done before. And then you get a rematch of a catastrophic ending for the Seattle Seahawks in the Super Bowl. There is enough here, Rich, for us to be okay with it not being Mahomes and Kelsey and Josh and Matthew. I have thoroughly enjoyed. This has been one of my favorite NFL seasons because it's been so unpredictable, and the variables of football has shown itself.
I've also gotten a couple texts, Brock, from people actually in Boston saying, hey, looking forward to this Super Bowl, going to be out there. I've been watching the Seahawks all year long because they're just fun, and I think they're going to beat the crap out of the Patriots.
Yeah, I think as you get closer to it, because there aren't just the right away marquee names. I mean, Mike Vrabel and Mike McDonald don't move the needle like a Andy Reid or even a Sean Payton or people that have been there before in that capacity. Drake May is still incredibly young. Sam Darnold has such a history and convoluted one at that. And yeah, so I think early on that was a bunch of it. I promise you, as we get going into next week and as more storylines emerge and it's down there in beautiful California and everybody's out there and all the media goes out there, you're going to build up to it and there will still be 100 million people to watch it or whatever that number gets darn close to. So I think that narrative will quiet a little bit.
And then at the end of that, you get to build new people. I mean, as much as we like to hold on to the heroes over and over again, it's Brett Favre forever and Aaron Rodgers forever. And I mean, Tom Brady actually was there forever. I mean, 10 Super Bowl appearances over the ridiculously long career. And it's been Mahomes and the Eagles and a few of these teams for the last few years. Eventually, you have to find new heroes, new people. I mean, some of the Super Bowls that get left out because they didn't have the marquee names or the marquee quarterbacks. Like I think about that Raiders Buccaneers Super Bowl, right? Where everyone's like, it's Rich Gannon and Brad Johnson. Like it didn't have those big, but who was an unbelievable player and really probably became a true household name there is Warren Sapp. And, he may have been that anyway, but that was like Warren Sapp's big moment to shine. Can you think of anybody in this game who might be like a little bit like Warren Sapp, just like at all? Because I sure can. Seahawks got a guy on their team that reminds me a lot of Warren Sapp, and that's Leonard Williams, who we're going to end up talking to after the show today. I think we'll probably end up playing it Monday. But that guy is as Warren Sapp as it gets.
That's funny. I actually thought you were going to go Byron Murphy there too, just from a build and
From a
body
build.
type
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
explosive and all of that good stuff.
But just I think the ability to plug the middle and rush the passer, like that ability
I'll
to
say
play the
this
run
too.
and the pass is to me
Yep.
so Leonard Williams.
And I think in the end, this Super Bowl is pretty emblematic, to Marcus Spears' point, of what this season in the NFL was. This season has two teams, we talked about this earlier in the week, with the lowest odds combined going into a Super Bowl in 50 years. This is a year where there was no Burrow, there was no Mahomes, and Allen gets knocked out in the divisional round, right? This is a year of new blood, of Bo Nix, of Drake May, of Mike McDonald.
And I think it's important to remember, none of that's true in the NFC. That's not what happened in the NFC, right? I mean, that all may be why the Patriots are here. Right? It was a down year for all of those guys, and the Patriots didn't really have to beat any of them. So, all right, that's true in the AFC. It sure as heck wasn't true in the NFC, where the Seahawks had to beat the Rams twice and the Niners twice. Okay, the Niners had some injuries. I get it. But, I mean, Detroit didn't do what they were supposed to. But, Green Bay was in the playoffs. Philadelphia was still in the playoffs. Sorry, I don't know. I don't think that was the case in the NFC. Plus, there was the rise of the Bears, which was a thing. Yeah, I don't know. I think what the Seahawks have done to get here is certainly enough. Michael Strahan says that he's on that Seahawks bandwagon, kind of.
I think Seattle had the edge. I feel like they're physically a dominant team. Leonard Williams, these guys, I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk, because we all know from our win against the Patriots, one game. Football's not like the other sports. We get the best of. If you don't show up with your best at one day, it's a wrap. So I feel like Seattle, but anything can happen, of course.
Right there with you, dog.
I don't know. Is that was that Jason Kelsey at the end saying "right there with you, dog"? I don't know.
Right there with you, dog.
Travis. Okay.
Yeah, pretty physical. This will be a very, very, very physical affair. This is two defensive-minded head coaches that have a feel, Salk, I think, for all the groups. I was chatting with somebody yesterday on the college realm, and I was bragging about a certain coach, and I was like, I think he could coach any of the position groups. I think he could coach offense or defense. And yes, he hangs his hat defensively, and that's how he kind of came up. But, man, you sit with him for an hour, and you realize, no, this guy's really well-versed. And I think Vrabel and McDonald are the same. I think that they could coach any position group on the team in that kind of totality, and yet they're both very similarly built, man. There's going to be some massive collisions and massive speed and violence, and I think probably an under. I think going into this is one of the lowest totals in the Super Bowl as well. The last time I looked, I think it was low 40, Salk. So, you're talking about a 20-10, 23-13, maybe at the top 27 to 10 kind of game, at least 10 days out. That's kind of where my gut feels.
That 27-10 to me feels pretty much right. I just don't see how Drake May's going to move the ball against this team. And maybe he does. I mean, again, everything Strahan just said is true. For one game, anything can happen in the NFL. And so the predictions in the NFL are sort of ridiculous. But I agree with what Jordan Palmer said. I see this much closer to the Niners game than I do to the Rams game.
Some of the challenge, though, you look at Drake May's numbers and versus pressure and blitz and these different. He was awesome. You look at him earlier before these three games.
But that's fine. The Seahawks don't need to blitz. That's what they do. They get home with 4.
Horrible weather, and the passing game has been significantly challenged. But the guy threw for a gazillion yards this year.
I don't think he's a bad quarterback. That's not the point I'm trying to make. I don't think Brock Purdy's a bad quarterback. I just think this defense, when they play against anything other than the absolute best of the very best, well, good luck. Yeah. They put you in so many binds, and they get after you with 4, and they shut down the running game completely so that they don't have to worry about it. I don't know. I really like the Seahawks defense here in this matchup. That was from that New Heights podcast with Jason and Travis Kelsey. They both jumped in on here too. Here's Jason.
I don't think the Patriots are going to move the ball on the Broncos, but I didn't really think about as much as this New England defense the last really 3-4 weeks is playing really good football.
Yeah.
The way they're blitzing, they're doing a good job of mixing up these max pressures and these zone drops and simulated pressures, and I just think they're doing a great job as an entire unit right now. So if I'm picking, I'm going Seattle, but I'm looking forward to a good game.
What two games do you think the Patriots will watch more than any other? What 2 tapes will Mike Vrabel and that defense study and say, we can do a lot of this We're equipped to do this in ways that the Niners all beat up. And
it's going to have to be. I mean, the only games that you could even look at would be the Rams and Bucks.
No, that's their offense. I'm saying that.
The other side. I'm sorry.
Yes, flip it around the other side.
Well,
to what he was saying with their defense and the way they're going to go.
Certainly, I mean, I guess the Rams, the first Rams game where they confused them, and what is that else who confused them? Was it Carolina? Who was
Minnesota,
it? Or Minnesota. That's who it was.
Yes. And Minnesota does exactly what he was just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to put 8 guys at the line of scrimmage. You don't know who's coming. You don't know who's dropping. You don't know where the blitz is. You don't know if it's cover 0, if we're dropping out. They've got a couple really good corners that they trust and believe in a lot. And they're going to have to, be on their P's and Q's. And Gonzalez and what's the other guy? Carlton Davis, the old Buccaneers, they're both good guys. And that's going to be the tape to say, boys, this is how we're going to play. I mean, look at what Flores in Minnesota did. Totally stifled them. Seahawks made some adjustments in the second half, but it was not real pretty. It was not real efficient. Indianapolis turned around and did some of the same concepts, some of the same things.
The thing about that game, though, is the Seahawks shut out the Vikings in that game. And I'm not saying they're going to shut out the.
Do you remember who was playing?
I do, and I'm not saying they're going to shut out Drake May and the Patriots.
Put
but
some lack of respect on
I'm
Max
not
Crosby.
saying that, but just as much as you're right, the defense had something to say against the Seahawks offense that day. I think they also knew as long as we don't do anything incredibly stupid, this team is not going to score on us all day, and they didn't. You mentioned Christian Gonzalez. That's a good matchup. Travis Kelce wants to see what it looks like with him and JSN.
I mean, Travis, you're still playing officially, so you can't say nothing, okay?
I can't say anything. I'll say this.
No.
I'm at least interested in the big matchup on outside the numbers. Now, that's going to be a fun matchup right there. 2 young, up and coming, get both of them at the top of their game right now. I'm excited for that matchup.
Why can't he say anything as a current player?
Who knows?
What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Sheesh.
I don't know.
That would be JSN on Gonzalez, but then again, and there again is the issue. Is he going to travel with him? Is he going to, move around? Is he going to? And we know how
What's
much.
the downside of traveling with a guy like that?
Everybody else has got to adjust. It puts a real burden on the other, 6, 7 guys in coverage. It's not particularly hard for him to do that, but all of a sudden, if he does that, then who does it put in that other spot?
And what happens when JSN goes into the backfield or the
and what happens when he goes in motion?
Like
what happens when he goes? Yeah, if it's Marvin Harrison and he lines up on the right side every single time, then okay, yeah, you can kind of do that. You can't do that with JSN because they move him around so much, and he's so adept at so many different things. So. Yeah, but you can't really talk about that, Travis.
No, he's not allowed to. We played this earlier, but I like it. I wanted to come back to it. This was Kurt Warner. Actually, before I'll get to Kurt Warner in a second, let me do Champ Bailey. This is one more on just the game and who they're picking. And he was with Kay Adams and another person that says just Seahawks team's just too good.
I can't pick against Seattle. Their defense is solid. Their offense is explosive. I think one unsung hero, I think he's starting to get his credit now that Charbonnet is out, is Kenny Walker. Every time I watch him run, I'm always like, why doesn't he get the ball more?
And he can
But I
catch.
think, yes, and I think Seattle's figuring that out. Like, he is a weapon every time he touches the ball. So I can't go against that.
I don't know if they're figuring it out so much as Charbonnet's not there anymore, but that move he made in the hole, Brock, I mean, you and I saw it in real time. It was right in front of us. We had his view of it. I don't remember the name of the player. It was number 40 for the Rams. That poor guy. He is looking for the jockstrap. It is somewhere not attached to him anymore.
Yeah. But we all know they wear girdles now. They don't wear jock straps anymore. So, but he did break his ankles pretty darn good. And I would say to Champ, and maybe over time this will come out as well, as it's kind of a discovery period with the Seahawks. The reason is because K9 could never stay healthy for 3 years when the burden was heavier, and the team actually did a brilliant job of navigating those touches, and even in that last game, making sure Holani got some touches so he was fresh and he was capable at the end. And yeah, I would think there's a whole bunch of years of evidence when he was overburdened and got a bit run down and was not as durable versus this season where he will be more than available.
More is not always more, right? It is one of those really difficult lessons to teach kids and a really difficult lesson in the NFL, Major League Baseball. We talk about it all the time. More is not always more. And sometimes the reason Ken Walker is as good as he is because of the limits placed on him to put him in the best position to succeed.
Okay, so you answer this question for me, Salk.
All right.
Before we play a couple more pieces of sound. Because as we're doing this, it's a little surreal. I'm not going to lie. Some of it's maybe the head cold I have as well and some of the cold medicine I'm on, but it is a little bit surreal to listen to all these guys, and I see the other names, Warner and Rice, and we'll see them all next week at the Radio Row, and it will get bigger, and it will get bigger, and it will get bigger. Is it just still a little surreal to you that in year number 2 with Mike McDonald, the Seattle Seahawks are 16-3 and playing in the Super Bowl as favorites? Like, you just kind of still pinch yourself. And I'll ask you the same question Rich asked me. You heard my answer earlier. When did you know? When did you know that this was possible with this team, that they could be in this place, winners of 8 in a row, 16-3, and favored to win the Super Bowl?
That's a good. I mean, I liked your answer that you gave earlier. Can you give your answer that you gave? I thought it was very well said.
Yeah, I mean, they stacked a bunch of wins, but to me, it was the adversity. It was what Jordan Palmer talked about, of flexing the muscle, the same muscle that comes with handling all the hype. You've got to really flex it in adversity. And when they lost that game in L.A. and went to 7-3, right, and Sam had all the turnovers, you could just feel this, like, almost like week 1. Week 1, Mike was pissed. Week 11, wherever that was, the team was pissed. They were fired up because they knew and they believed in their heart we're better than them. We can beat that team, and nearly did, and missing a kick from 61 out. So I think, to me, that was the turning point.
It's funny.
Certainly, you see the escalation since.
I think I started to think it was a possibility actually a week earlier than that, and not to one-up you like, oh, I saw it earlier. But I'm just trying to think of when it dawned on me. And for me, I think it was when they were just beating the ever-living tar out of the Cardinals. That game kind of just like, oh, my God, this could be a Super Bowl team. Like, most teams don't do this to everybody else. That's not to take anything away from your point. The next week was the Rams game, and they suffered that adversity, and obviously they haven't lost since. But go back to the Cardinals game. They had just won at that point 4 straight. They beat the Jags. They beat the Texans. They whooped the Commanders. And then you're like, okay, they're going to take on, an Arizona team that people thought was good, that had given them a little bit of trouble in the first game, right? It was only a 3-point win. And they brought them here and just mollywhopped them. That game was over in 10 minutes. It was like, why did you even bother flying up here? Go back to your home, go back to your non-existent fan base, and just just leave. You don't even belong on the same field with this team. They destroyed them. And their defense was ridiculous. The offense just did what it needed to do that day. Remember, that was the DeMarcus Lawrence going crazy, returning, like everything, Brock. They were so good in that game. It's not to say that I watched that game and was like, Super Bowl, let's go. I did not say that. But I watched that game and was like,
oppose that kind of talent in every way.
Yeah. Like, oh,
which they had done at that point versus New Orleans and Washington on national.
Yeah. You did it to New Orleans, and you're like, all right, 3rd game of the season. New Orleans stinks, whatever, fine. Then you did it to Washington. It was like, okay, this is kind of building. And then to do it a second week in a row, like, yeah, all right. This team's good. Like, they just have their defense at that point. Still have my questions about the offense and obviously the quarterback and all that. But when I saw defense do that, I think it was at least in my mind that this was a possibility.
Yeah. It is still pretty stinking remarkable, man. Really. And it, I don't know, maybe it's because I'll be 50 in April, right? And I'm certainly on the other side. I've got less years ahead of me than behind me. But you just put in perspective, like, man, this is so hard to get there. Listening to our peers in Denver, like, kind of lament, like, man, will it ever be this good again? Will we ever win 7 one-score games? Will we ever have a run to the AFC at our place that doesn't feature a really talented quarterback? Will it ever be, the odds stacked in this kind of favor in that way? Again, you don't know. This is the NFL. You don't know year to year, right? We all thought Washington last year makes it to the NFC Championship game, and Jaden Daniels is a superstar, if not one of the best in the game. And 1 year later, they're going to be drafted in the top, 5? Like, you just don't know in this league. And I don't know, man, super excited for next week, and still a bit surreal when you say it out loud that the first-time head coach, Mike McDonald, first-year system, as Jordan Palmer talked about with Kubiak. So many guys, important guys, Coop and DeMarcus and Sam, that have been here for 9-10 months, and here we are. 16-3 in favor to win the Super Bowl.
I was just reading through this ESPN list here where they listed the best. They ranked every head coaching hire since 2021. Where do you think Mike McDonald is?
I mean, he's got to be number 1.
He's not. He's number 3 on their list.
I mean, you go 10-7 in year number 1.
Yeah.
You have an unprecedented road.
I'm guessing it's only because of how long the other two guys have been there, which is a full 5 years. They had Dan Campbell at number 1. He's gone 48-36-1. And I think some of that is turning around what that program was before he got there.
Right.
And I think that's fair. I wouldn't argue with that.
Seahawks have been in 3 Super Bowls. Detroit's never been to one.
Yeah,
So.
like there is something to what he's done, and I don't have any issues with that.
Okay.
The second one, I think you can argue this one either way, was Nick Sirianni. And I agree with this first statement. Sirianni is by far the most difficult coach to rank in this list. His resume is comfortably the best. He took over 4-11-1 team and immediately coached it into the playoffs, and now they've won the Super Bowl. But it also feels like he is on the way out at any moment and has barely anything to do with what's going on there.
That's right. Doesn't call plays, doesn't lead it. They've churned through so many coaches.
I know, but
adversity.
he's won a Super
And
Bowl.
Doug Peterson won a Super Bowl there, too.
I know, but he did win a Super Bowl, so that I don't know. That I understand why they have him there. I think I'm with you though. I would probably put Mike McDonald 2. They have him 3. It says Seahawks fans have spent years seeing their defenses tormented by Kyle Shanahan's offenses. Must be so happy to watch McDonald's unit do its thing, just as he did as a coordinator in Baltimore. He's built one of the league's best defenses in just 2 years. It's not hard to make star cornerback Devin Witherspoon look good, but everybody has gotten better for the Seahawks, including free agent additions like DeMarcus Lawrence, unheralded players like Josh Jobe, linebacker Drake Thomas, safety Ty Okada. Nobody in the league is better at finding the right role for the right player than McDonald. It says the only hole I can poke in McDonald's coaching is his habit of being too conservative on 4th down. Wrong. Big X. Want to go for double jeopardy where the scores can really change? No, thank you. Get out of here. He's been great at it. He has been perfect at it.
Yep.
Whatever. That drives me a little crazy.
Yeah, I'd probably
Any
put
guesses
him
on
at
who that's from?
Number 2. Who wrote the article?
Yeah.
Bill Barnwell.
That's right. I knew you would know that.
Likes
Mike
numbers.
Vrabel, by the way, comes in 4th, followed by D'Amico Ryans, then Sean Payton, Kevin O'Connell, Ben Johnson, Jim Harbaugh, and Dan Quinn. Wonder who's at the bottom of this list. Any guesses? Probably a lot of options.
Some ones and dones.
Yeah.
I think Nathaniel has.
There's actually
Hackett.
2 worse than Nathaniel Hackett. He is
Really?
35th out of 37.
One of them's got to be Urban.
There you go. Number 37, Urban Meyer, 2-11. Not even making it through his only season with the Jags before being fired in disgrace. Sure, you know, yeah, don't get me started on Urban Meyer. In between them, Frank Reich, Carolina, 1-10, also fired before the season ended. I didn't remember the name David Culley, but apparently he coached the Texans for a year. Lovie Smith, Josh McDaniels, and Pete's 31st on there. That's too bad. I don't want to see that. That's too bad. All right.
These shows are so fun.
They really are.
And they're just going to build.
Mike Tirico tomorrow, 7:30.
Yes, sir.
G. Scott will be on tomorrow, 8:30. Phone calls tomorrow, 9:30. And we'll tape.
You and review.
Yeah, we'll tape with Leonard. For you and review could be okay. A couple of guests we've had. We're going to tape with Leonard Williams today, so I think we'll probably end up running that on Monday along with Jeff Saturday. Yeah, I'd say we're kind of cruising here. DJ next week. Got some other people we're hoping to catch up with. I think Kyle Brandt next week. You ever hear back from Chris Long?
I got to go through people for Chris.
Oh, okay. We'll go through the people. We'll see if we can go through the people. Anyway, Bump and Stacy are coming up next. They got the huddle. I think I saw Boye Mafe is going to be on with them today. My mom was just asking me about Boye yesterday. So, Mom, he's on with Bump and Stacy a little bit later. We'll catch you guys tomorrow at 6 a.m. Until then, the hay
is in the bar.
See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper!
Talk your stuff, Sam.
Bump and Stacy.
Talk your stuff, Sam.
Weekdays 10 to 2.
They hating on you. They doubted you all year. They doubted this man. Oh, he hasn't done enough. Watch him play. Watch the film. National media. Get off of your couch. Stop relying on your producers. Watch the dang film, and you would have saw this coming. Sam Darnold. It's about the team. But I was so proud for Sam Darnold, man.
Only on Seattle Sports on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
At Les Schwab, we've been changing the tire game for more than 70 years. We design our own exclusive tires to give you more tires made for the roads you drive, less compromise. All backed by America's best tire warranty included in every tire we sell. It's more unbeatable tire warranty, less charging you extra, like the other guys. It's all about you getting more from less. Stop by or book an appointment at leschwab.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
From 30 for 30 Podcasts.
Brian Pata, senior defensive lineman from Miami, gunned down.
The key to this case, it's Brian.
An hour before he died, he was on the phone arguing with somebody.
This might be a hit.
You want the truth. They just want a conviction.
Being placed under arrest.
We had a killer amongst us.
Murder at the U, coming soon.
Our number one thing with them is always like, hey, welcome someone in and assure them that they're in the right place. We're going to take care of them.
Lee Johnson, Auto Family, the LJ way.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage, no medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/fast. That's ETHOS.com/fast.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Here at Big Trees, we are honored to have performed work for our local professional sports teams, local colleges, numerous commercial sites, and dozens of cities, including Seattle, Tacoma, and Bellevue. While we certainly serve homeowners, Big Trees helps business owners too. Reach out to the experts at BigTreeSupply.com.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Hi, I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, ultra-low sugar brain and body fuel. Our IQ Bar plant protein bars help you refuel smarter. Our IQ Mix Zero Sugar Hydration Mixes help you hydrate harder. And our IQ Joe Instant Mushroom Coffees help you caffeinate larger. All three product lines boost physical performance, but they also boost mental performance via nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane. Right now, you can try our epic IQ Bar Ultimate Sampler Pack with 9 protein bars, 8 hydration mixes, and 4 coffee sticks. Win your day with clean ingredients